Barsby has won the toss, and for the coach to the second half. Argyle will receive the opening kickoff of today's championship game.
Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome back to McLeod Athletic Park on Championship Weekend in BC High School football. We're joined now for getting ready for the AA Junior Varsity Championship between the Argyle Pipers and the John Barsby Bulldogs. I'm Tyler McLaren in the broadcast booth with, I can now say it, Hall of Famer, BC Football Hall of Famer as of recently, and well deserved for you, Jay, for that. Jay Prepchuk joins me in the broadcast booth, so congratulations first on your award, and it's very well deserved, and excited to be here with you today.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. This is going to be a great game. I'm so excited. And you know what? We just have absolutely perfect conditions, right? I'm looking at the flags. We've all been here before, right, when those flags have really been flying, right? And even though the sun's not out, it's just beautiful. Look at Mount Baker in the background. I've never seen that before. There you go. So anyways, it's a little bit of a challenge. I know, Tyler, good luck with calling the yard markers here. Of course, this is the Canadian field where the Langley Rams play, right, which you're very familiar with, Tyler. And so we're going to do our best from our vantage point. And folks, if there's information that we can pass along today, let us know. Text me or message me. If we mispronounce a name, we apologize. And again, send messages.
So we are set for kickoff as the Barsby Bulldogs kick off. The ball is picked up on the left-hand side. We'll get you some numbers as best we can, but short return on the play there by, we'll get a number once everybody gets off, hopefully, but We apologize in advance. The numbers for the Argyle, as beautiful as those jerseys looks for Argyle, they are challenging to read, but we will do our best today with our numbers for both teams on that play. But Argyle will be scrimmaging first down and 10. They are in the black uniforms with the green and gold trim. John Barsby is in the white with the red trim. So, and in our broadcast booth, Argyle will be going from our left to our right, and Barsby will be going from our right to our left. So we are set to go here at McLeod. First and 10 for Argyle. Ball is at about the 25-yard line as they hand the ball off to the right-hand side. Good penetration there by the Barsby defenses. Not much there on the opening play for the Argyle offense. That was well read by the Barsby defense.
Absolutely, and Argyle coming out in a pro set. So they got a tight end, 2 wide receivers, near backs, shotgun formation. Braden Lawson, the fine quarterback, is number 10. And again, a big play by Barsby. Boy, a loss of 5 yards on the first play from Argyle.
Good start there for Barsby's defense. It'll be 2nd and 15, Argyle. As they're in the shotgun formation, early movement there. There will be flags, as both teams traditionally do what they always do, is point to the other side, wondering who jumped, but it will be the Argyle Pipers who did jump early, so that will back them up, and they'll be staring at a 2nd and now 20. So not ideal start for the Argyle offense as they're going backwards.
Yeah, exactly, Tyler. A little bit nervous maybe out there. Some early game jitters definitely that have really put their offense in a hole here. Easy call by the official crew today. Tim Letterman, the head official, Barry Moffat, Jeremy Kahn, Bill Danino, and Willie Stephen.
So 2nd and 20 now, early hole for Argyle as they head backwards in their own end right now. Lawson's in the shotgun, tosses it out to the right-hand side, fumble the ball on the play. Look out, this could be trouble, and fortunately for Argyle, they got on that ball, but once again, you see the jitters of the Argyle offense there as the toss looked like it was okay, but maybe just the back took his eyes off it for a second, and that led to the fumble.
Absolutely. Again, just not what Argyle ordered to start this football game. Usually you have your 10, 15 plays that you like to run early in a football game. You kind of go through your script, but Coach Boljensic is definitely going to have to come off the script to see if he's got some sort of play here on what are we at now? Third and 30. I don't think there's a lot of plays in the playbook for this one. Let's see what Milan, maybe a quick hitch or a screen pass to his running back.
Yeah, this time, this yardage where they are on the field, probably just trying to get some of these yards back and hopefully set up a punting situation. But we'll see what they do for 3rd and quite a bit here as Lawson's in the shotgun again. He drops back, looks to his right. Now he's going to throw the ball back across the middle. Good throw there as that is a catch on the play. Again, we'll try and get numbers. It looks like number 2 that made that catch, and that's a heck of a play. He's going to be short of the first down there, but certainly a lot of yardage back there as Argyle makes a big play with a well-placed throw on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Braden Lawson just, in a 3-step drop out of shotgun, rifled that post pattern in there to Gino Gagnon, his favorite receiver. And Gino, is going to come down with those passes. The veteran player, he played a lot of football in North Vancouver, was a GSL player. Gino definitely would love to play some football after high school. I got a chance to coach him a little bit. He's also an outstanding rugby player.
So it looks like they're lined up to go for this on 4th and about 5. They do, and they hand the ball off to the right-hand side, trying to get the corner. He's not going to get there, as that is a turnover on downs for the John Barsby Bulldogs, and they will get their offense on the field there after a good defensive stand to open this game. Wow,
absolutely. Milan just going for it here on 4th and 5 in his own zone and just running an off-tackle play, coming out with a double tight, full house formation, 3 backs, offensive lineman blocking down, 2 backs kicking out, giving to the I-back. But the John Barsby Bulldogs did an outstanding job of stopping that play, and first big turnover of the game.
So Barsby will take over now, 1st and 10, inside of Argyle territory. There's a end-around toss here. It looks like a good run there on 1st down, as they will get about 7 or 8 on that play. So good gain for John Barsby there on 1st down as they try and get on the board early here at McLeod, just underway, 9:35 left first quarter, but good gain on first down for that there, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the play that Barsby loves to run. That is their favorite play out of this formation. Come out in a wing tee, a little bit of early motion, but they like to toss the ball to that wing back going in motion. Quarterback leads up the hole, and you're going to see a lot of that football play today. It's the same play going the other way.
Good, well read this time, as there is a host of Piper defenders there, and like you said, Jay, that was well read that time by the Piper defenses. They tried the exact same plays, just going the other direction, but well read by that Piper defense.
Yeah, watching the film of the John Barsby Bulldog victory last week, they actually ran that play over 50% of the time. So you can tell that Argyle certainly was prepared and have prepared all week to play against that toss play. It's a toss play, Tyler, right? But usually they try to cut it up inside, pull linemen, guards pull if they're uncovered, and again, they try to get up the hole for positive yards. Watch for the same play going the other way.
So third down now after no gain on the second down play, and you are correct again, Coach. They tried it off the left-hand side. Again, very well read by the Argyle defense, as that looks like it was number, they'll turn around here for us, it looks like number 34 with a really nice play on that one, as that was Caleb Williams, and he read that perfectly, and now decision time on the Barsby side of the field. Yeah,
Caleb Williams, a fine player. Again, a lot of these guys for Argyle have played a lot of football over the years. Caleb is also an outstanding basketball player and a track and field sprinter, so nice to see some multi-sport athletes out there. And Tyler, you're right, they're going for it.
So fourth now after we lost about 7. This time they're going to drop back, throw the ball down the middle of the seam. He's got his man wide open. That is a touchdown for the John Barsby Bulldogs as they switch it up there. Do a little play action pass, and that'll be a touchdown pass, Jay, to open the score 6-0 for the John Barsby Bulldogs. As Argyle was coming up and playing that run, and Barsby was able to catch him.
And that's what they'll do. They'll kind of lull you to sleep a little bit, run the ball, and then all of a sudden just play action fake, and they do a great job of, play action faking, and quarterback does a nice job of selling that fake and getting that ball down the seam. He's got all 3 receivers, the 2 tight ends and the wing back, running seam routes down the middle of the field, and boy, he could have picked any one of his receivers that were wide open on that particular play.
Barsby now will be going for 2 as they will go back to the toss play. Nothing doing there again, as that was well read by the Piper defense there, so they will not get the 2-point convert, but good start for that Barsby offense as they open the score, and here at McLeod Athletic Park now lead 6-0 with 7:44 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's so frustrating for Argyle because, all week they've run the Barsby offense. They've talked about the fact that they're going to run that power, I'm going to call it a power toss play, where guards are pulling, the quarterback leads up the way, and they've tried to outman you at the point of attack. And Argyle has done a nice job. Besides the very first play of the game for Barsby, Argyle has done a really nice job of plugging up the hole initially, making the running back string the ball to the outside. Then the pursuit of the defensive backs have come up. So Argyle has really played outstanding team defense. But again, 1 play action pass over their heads, and Barsby's up 6-0.
And I guess it's hard, Jay, you know this as a former coach, when you see an offense that is not what I guess we'll call a conventional style of offense that has unique formations to it, and you've played against that most of the year. Now you've got 1 week to prepare. It can make it kind of hard for a defense to obviously prep for a team like this, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Discipline is the number 1 word, and that's what Coach Paul Jensic talked about all week, is they just have to play disciplined football, right? Everybody do their job and, focus on the player that you have to concentrate on. Oftentimes, when we used to play against the wing T offense like that, we would just assign defense's players to each position, right? And sometimes we'd even practice the defense without a football just to make sure that we were, being disciplined.
So Barsby will kick off after opening the score. Ball bounce will be picked up around the 18-yard line, come back straight across the middle. Got to see him, look out. He's got one man to beat, and what a nice tackle there, as that could have been a return touchdown for the Argyle Pipers, but a touchdown-saving tackle there makes it a good return, and Argyle will have much better field position. But that opened up kind of like the Red Sea there, and all of a sudden, and thankfully for that one less tackler, he was able to make the play.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a burst up the middle of the field, and we saw how important special teams were in the earlier game today when Vancouver College defeated Belmont. Congratulations to Coach Taggart and Coach Kazakowski for their big 53-14 win over the Belmont Bulldogs. But we saw a special teams touchdown in that ball game with a kick return for a touchdown.
So good field position here for Argyle to start their second drive as they will scrimmage 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. Lawson's in the shotgun, tosses out to the left, off the left-hand side. Good play there as there's a host of Barsby Bulldog defenders there, as that looked like it had a little bit of potential, but unfortunately for Argyle, that'll be a loss of 1 on the play, as Barsby made a really good job swarming to the football.
Absolutely, and you know, the one thing that you're always going to see from the John Barsby Bulldogs is physical football, and that's exactly what we see there. Argyle tried to cut that ball up the middle of the field, but again, the swarm of tacklers, you're going to see gang tackling is really supreme for this John Barsby Bulldog football team.
So loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11, Pipers on their own 41, we'll call it, yard line. Shotgun again, drops back, Lawson looking over the middle. Now he's going to get out of the pocket, now he's off to the left, he's got some room. Good gain there by Lawson as he uses his legs and scrambles for about 7 yards or so off the left-hand side. So that makes it more manageable for a 3rd down play for Argyle.
Yeah, I've had a chance to work a little bit with Braden Lawson in some of my quarterback camps. And, you know, the one thing that I noticed about Braden, he's just an outstanding athlete, right? And does a nice job of not forcing that ball in there. Barsby had good coverage, and Braden does a nice job of picking up a big gain. Also, outstanding baseball player with the North Shore Twins, 3rd baseman.
Excellent. Lots of multi-sport athletes out there. So Lawson, after a gain of about 7, sets up 3rd and 5, sets his feet, throws the ball down the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. 4th down now, Argyle, decision time again, as that was intended for number 18, David Cantor, but unfortunately for Argyle, that'll be incomplete, and once again, decision time for the Pipers.
Yeah, Barsby is in their traditional cover 3 defense. They just are very, very disciplined. The corners play 1/3, and the safety plays the middle 1/3, and usually they're just a very, very disciplined group in the secondary. And it looks like Argyle does have their kicking team on, and let's see if they have a fake up their sleeves sometime tonight. Championship game, Tyler, you just leave nothing in the bag, right?
No tricks are left for next season here. So they're set to punt at around there. They will be snapping around the, it looks like about the 48-yard line. Snap is good, kick is up, kick is a good low line drive kick. Caught around the 39-yard line, trying to get out to the left, and good downfield coverage there by Argyle as the Barsby Bulldogs tried to set a return up to the left-hand side, to the field side, but nothing doing, says Argyle, and they will take over, but good downfield coverage by Argyle.
Yeah, very good downfield coverage. I tell you, if that tackle was not made, Tyler, I think that Barsby had a nice wall set up along the left-hand sideline here, right in front of their own bench, and boy, I tell you, if that return man had been able to avoid that initial tackle, I think he would have had a lot of room down that left sideline. A really well set up return to the left-hand side.
So Barsby will get the ball for their 2nd time in this game now after scoring on their opening drive. Back in their familiar formation here at around their own 20-yard line, 21-yard line, as they're going to toss the ball off. No, they hand the ball right up the middle. As that fooled a lot of people, because there was people looking around going, where's the ball? As I thought even it was going off the outside as well. So they fool the broadcasters, but good gain on 1st down there as they pick up about 7 on 1st down.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they do, right? I mean, there's your toss play that they love, and they, as I said, they ran so many times over the course of the season, and they just come back with a little counter back inside. Those middle linebackers have to be very, very disciplined to stay home and to take away that fullback inside counter, kind of a belly play there off the toss.
So 2nd and 3 now as they come out to the left-hand side as they get the 1st down and a few more. So They will move the sticks after 2 running plays, so that's a good run there on 2nd down, and 1st down now for the John Barsby Bulldogs. And it's so hard. Like the other thing, I mean, we're like looking at it. I mean, the splits are so tight. You can see it on the replay there. Those splits. And so for linebackers and even D linemen to be able to figure out, like you said, the discipline part is so important because if it's so hard with those tight splits to see who's doing what in there.
Absolutely, really difficult to get through on a blitz because they are foot to foot, and when they pull the guards around the corner and lead up with the wing back, it's a very hard play to defend. They're going to come back with it again.
This time again, right up the middle on the same type of counter play as they ran on 1st down. A little bit better read there by the Argyle defensive front. So that was a similar play they ran, but they still do get about 4.5 yards. So good gain again is positive yards on 1st down.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they'll want to do, right? Is they'll run that belly play inside, and you can see the Argyle players. Trying to defend that toss sweep, but number 44 for Barsby, big strong kid, Nathan Wilson, doing an excellent job of, like you said, picking up 4. When you can pick up 4 yards on 1st down in the American game, of course, Tyler, it really opens up your playbook. And certainly for John Barsby, look for them to come back to some play action. Look for them to come back to the same play that they scored the touchdown on, where they just faked up the middle and ran, 3 seams, right? So, again, Rob Stevenson, experienced coach, been around for many, many years, does an excellent job with his football program. I've done many camps at Barsby. I've been around their school a lot of different times, and I tell you, they take a lot of pride in their football program. They do a great job in the weight room. The kids are in there training. Not the biggest school out there, but I tell you, they have some dedicated football players, and they run a real great football program, right? And they also have some tremendous feeder programs. Of course, Nanaimo minor football is an excellent feeder, and lots of different feeder programs in Nanaimo that do an excellent job of, putting these players up into the JV and the senior varsity ranks. So a lot of these guys have been playing football for a lot of years, and, it certainly shows.
Yeah, we do have an injury on the field as there's an Argyle player down. He is on his back, so we can't see a number. And again, numbers are very hard to see from up here at our broadcast vantage point, but we will do the best we can. But that is the reason for the delay here, as the trainers are looking at him on that far side of the field. I didn't see anything that happened on that play because it kind of was away from the play too. So
definitely,
he's back on his feet, which is always good to see.
Yeah. And we should mention, again, the Nanaimo minor football, but also the Southside Dogs, a fairly new community program right in around the Barsby area that, do a great job. So all those folks back in Nanaimo tuning in, congratulations for producing such outstanding players, and great job with the Southside Dogs and Nanaimo minor football as well, producing some great Bulldogs out there.
So good to see the Argyle player get off on his own steam to the Argyle bench, and we're back at it here, 2nd and 6. Bulldogs coming off the jet sweep around again, as that will be another 1st down there as they come off the left side. They seemingly had some more success, it seems, off the left-hand side early in this game, so we'll watch to see if that trend continues, but good run there as Barsby will get another 1st down.
Yeah, as we said, it's a tough play to defend, Tyler, because they don't really go in early motion, but that wing back, he kind of sets back a little bit, right? And he has that angle when he catches the ball. He's going upfield. Again, that's part of excellent coaching from Coach Stevenson. The key to running the ball is getting your shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and not running laterally. So, again, Argyle, they have done a good job of containing that sweep, making sure that the running back goes inside, and the linebackers just got to continue to scrape. That's why it's so difficult, Tyler, as to be able to blitz, because if you're blitzing those linebackers and they get around to the outside and they do cut it up the field, then it's very difficult because there's no linebackers left to scrape across and make the tackle, right?
Yeah, playing defense on one level can be very dangerous if you can get past that initial surge. Another injury on the play there, but it looks like the Argyle player is back up, which is always good to see. Right. Looked like Nigel Clark made a tackle on that last play for the Pipers as he was able to corral the Barsby back before he got to the further, after he got past the first down. So Barsby will be scrimmaging now on their second possession. A little bit early movement there, so I think this is going to be stopped, as it looked like the left-hand side is again, Barsby was coming to the left. This should be a early movement or procedure for the our Barsby Bulldogs as the left side jumped early. A little anxious there on first down.
Absolutely. And those are the things that kind of kill, you know, their ball possession team, 4 yards, 5 yards at a time, but all of a sudden now it's, you know, 1st and 15. You know that Rob Stevenson's not going to get out of his, you know, his offensive philosophy. He's going to continue to run the power sweep. And he's had success running it to their offensive left side.
Yeah, that's the trend that we've seen so far, is it will be 1st and 15, like you mentioned, Jay. Here it comes again as they're coming off the left side. Argyle looked like they were in really good position to limit that game to very little, but Barsby was able to sneak through there in one of those gaps, like we mentioned, pick up at least the penalty yardage back, plus one more. So 2nd and 9 here, as I thought that was going to be red, and a minimal gain turned into 6 for Barsby.
Yeah, you're right. And you can see by the replay that you're exactly right, Tyler. These outside linebackers and even the cornerbacks, they come up quickly to force that play to the inside. And now it's just up to those middle linebackers to scrape across and make the play. The outside guys are doing their job to get the ball cutting back to the inside.
Toss again to the left-hand side. A couple missed tackles there, and first down again, as that was good running there. As that will be another first down. We're going to try and get a number. Can't see there, but good run there is once again success off the left-hand side for Barsby.
And this is definitely John Barsby football, right? Playing very physical, aggressive on defense, ball control, grinding it out, continuing to run that power sweep. You're going to hear us say that over and over again, and they're going to come back a little bit with that inside belly play to the fullback as well.
1st and 10 now as they'll come again off the left-hand side. That was well played there. Good team defense there by Argyle, as I believe that was Traden Ermine, number 83, if my eyes are correct, coming off the left-hand side. And like you said, Jay, we're going to be a broken record as they're going to be running this, as you can see on the replay, coming off the left side. But Argyle gets good penetration right there. And you can see the cavalry arrives pretty quick for the Piper defense, limiting that game to maybe one or no gain on the play.
Yeah, and it's key when the guards pull, when the tackles pull, for those defensive linemen to try to penetrate and make the play as well.
So 2nd and 10 now as they're going to come back up the middle there with that little counter play. Good job there by the Piper defense again, as they're going to limit that gain on 2nd down now. So that'll be about a 3-yard gain. So 3rd and about 7 on the play. As Argyle stiffens here after a couple of first downs. Now they trying to dig in and get their offense back on the field. So 3rd and 7 for the Bulldog offense.
You can see the traditional offense there. All the players on John Barsby have wristbands on, and Coach Stevenson just signals the play from the sideline. They all look at their wristband and go ahead and execute the play.
So timeout on the play here, so for Barsby, so that gives us a second to breathe. But one of the things I noticed, like even on that little counter play on the inside, like the Barsby offensive linemen, like they're quick out of their stance. Like they're not your traditional, like, I mean, sure they're quite big guys and strong guys and everything else, but the thing I've noticed right now is they're quick. They seem to be in unison. They're very robotic as a collective group, and they're moving as a whole unit. So it's my first time seeing them playing this year, and quite impressed by how well they work together as a unit.
Yeah, they've definitely done an excellent job. Again, you know, Rob Stevenson does a great job with his players, making sure that they're in the weight room, that they're, you know, getting stronger, and making sure that you know, their technique is down, and just, you know, does an excellent job of just consistently you know, coaching these players, right? I mean, and just stuck with his offense and stuck with his philosophy. He's run this offense for so many years and had so much success, winning many championships from the Barsby School. So, I mean, it's, again, hats off to Coach Stevenson for all the excellent work that he's done in maintaining such a strong football program at John Barsby.
So 3rd and 7 after the timeout. Bulldogs hand the ball off again. Oh, that was, excuse me, right up the middle. That was they faked the sweep around, then handed the ball off on a little counter play. That is a first down. Is a little bit of late physical action there as Argyle defenders looked a little frustrated after another first down by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to probably tack on another 15 yards here. It's going to be a personal foul against Argyle here, just getting, as you said, a little bit frustrating. Another play that they run with so much effectiveness, right? It's they toss, power toss, and then they get it back inside to the slot back who takes the ball opposite way of the power toss. And again, it's just such a difficult play to defend. They probably run that play 3 or 4 times, but the average yards gained on that play is probably, plus 10. So again, as you said, a little bit of frustration here from the Argyle Pipers, and they got to settle down and start to play their game here. This is a big series of downs here as we get close to the end of the first quarter.
1:17, clock is moving after the 15-yard penalty against the Piper defense. First and 10 Bulldogs as they this time will toss it out to, again, the left-hand side. That'll be number 83 again, and positive yards again. As again, a little bit of frustration happening on that Argyle defense, but number 83 again carving through that Piper defense with positive yards.
We got Tim Letterman, the experienced referee. They've spotted a holding call here, so Barry Moffat looks like threw a flag on one of the offensive linemen holding, and again, those are the things that kind of really nullify that wing T offense when you get behind the sticks like that, and when it's first and long situation, then it is a lot difficult. But watch for, again, I know that Coach Milan right now is yelling and talking. Barry LaRoche, the defensive coordinator, is also yelling at his guys, hey, watch the play action, watch the play action. They get sucked up, those DBs come up, and then they look for the home run hit as they scored the touchdown earlier in this quarter.
So 2nd and 20 from their 21-yard line. This time again, they're coming out the left-hand side. Sloppy tackling there, and he looked like he threw. He's going to be into the end zone, because I thought he was going to be stopped after about a 10-yard gain, and that was just a missed tackle and a missed opportunity for Argyle. And to their benefit, the John Barsby Bulldogs are into the end zone again. I believe that is Trayden Ermine with a touchdown for the Barsby Bulldogs. That will extend their lead to 12-0 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, again, that
right there.
Yeah, exactly. They had them wrapped up, right? But just the strength and the power shown by that offensive player for John Barsby, excellent job of continuing to run after contact. Those yak yards are so important. We saw that in the earlier game with Vancouver College winning.
So they will go for 2. Again, toss off. Once again, the left side, they cut up, and they will get it again. That'll be a 2-point convert as they extend this lead now with 36 seconds left in the first quarter to John Barsby 14. The Argyle Pipers no score. As we seem like a broken record, but it's just the way we're calling it as we see it, is they're having success coming off that left-hand side time and time again on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's still in the first quarter. Lots of football to go here. And that's exactly what Coach Milan is telling his guys right now. Hey, let's just settle down. Let's play our game. Let's have another good return. And let's try to march the ball down the field and get a score here. And speaking of lots of football left, Tyler, we got a full day tomorrow in BC Place. We are back in BC Place. And, of course, kind of had to make some adjustments because of the Vancouver Whitecaps. How did those Whitecaps do today out there? Did they play down in San Diego? Yeah. So let's catch up with the. Oh, they played 6 o'clock tonight. Thanks, Aiden, our producer here, that is right on top of this. And we'll see what happens with the Whitecaps tonight. But of course, tomorrow we are all day in BC Place, 12 o'clock. The All-Star Game, our traditional All-Star Game. 5th year, Zach Kremler does a great job organizing that. Of course, Tyler, I'm sure you're going to be there and watching along with a lot of the junior football coaches in the province and across the country. 3 o'clock, Argyle and Vernon. 6 p.m., Lord Tweedsmuir and Mowat. Great football action tomorrow.
So Barsby kicks off. Argyle picks the ball. It comes straight across the middle. Good downfield coverage by a host of white jerseys there as they were there to greet the Argyle returner after good downfield coverage. They won't be scrimmaging. It looks like they'll be scrimmaging around their 27, 28 yard line, but good downfield coverage by the Bulldogs on their special teams.
And let's see if Argyle just maintains their poise, continues to run, their game plan here, stay the course, and, not do anything, not have to force the ball downfield. Let's see if they can get their running game going. They've got so many powerful running backs, Nigel Clark, Caleb Williams. They got some great receivers in Travis Lemansky, Aiden Dome, Gino Gagnon, and Sporer as well. They've got lots of weapons on offense.
So 1st and 10 Pipers on their own 28-yard line. Hand the ball off. Lots to penetrate. They stopped that? They might have stopped that play. I thought I heard a whistle, but maybe it was just penetration by... turnover on the play. Wow.
Oh, no.
I did not see that. I thought I heard a whistle from up here in our broadcast booth, but I knew there was great penetration there, but that'll be a fumble, and that is exactly not what you want if you're the Argyle offense.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what happens there is Barsby had so much penetration initially that the running back kind of was looking up and wasn't able to focus on receiving the handoff, and because of that penetration, I think the running back just kind of lost track. Yeah, exactly, and wasn't able to mesh properly with Braden.
So big turnover there as the Argyle defense, after being on the field after a long drive, now they'll have to come back on the field and play defense here. As Barsby will take over 1st and 10 on the Piper 25-yard line. Toss out to the left again. Better played there, as that'll be a limit of about 4 on the play. And that's what they need to do. They need to try and keep these gains, these tosses, these inside counters, keep these to 2-3 yards and set up longer situations for the Barsby offense.
When you're playing against those big, strong running backs like that, if you hit them high like that, they're going to carry you for 3 or 4 yards, right? Argyle's got to work a little bit on, tackling a lot lower and limiting those gains by making contact at the line of scrimmage and limiting the gain to 1 or 2 yards instead of them kind of carrying the Argyle defender for 3 or 4 yards. Okay, Tyler, you got some sponsors?
We do. So that was the final play of the first quarter. Again, the score, the John Barsby Bulldogs 14, the Argyle Pipers no score. And we will take a minute to recognize a couple of key sponsors. We'd like to thank all these partners, including the BC Lions. Thank you for their support. Bel Air Direct, Huddle, Return It, Young Drivers, Skyline Athletics, Go Wireless. Thank you all for your support for BC high school football and everything you do. Without your support, these games and these events, quite frankly, couldn't probably happen, Jay. I think that's safe to say. So thank you very much to all the partners, and we'll mention a few more as we, BC Dairy, I'd like to thank you as well. So lots of sponsors. We thank you all for your support as we move into the second quarter here at McLeod.
Absolutely, yeah. And Return It, I think a new sponsor this year. Love the OJ Carton commercials.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I've seen those. Those are pretty cool. Those are pretty cool.
Out a little football analogy in there. So, okay, Argyle, let's see what you're going to do on defense here. This is big-time football here to...
and even then, so we saw, I was going to ask you, Jay, while we have a second, while the sticks are set, but as Barsby continues to have success on the left-hand side, if you're Argyle, are you thinking of trying to take that away without leaving your lanes, without leaving your discipline, maybe by slanting some of those defensive linemen to that side? Is that something, if you were coaching, that you might be looking at if you're the Argyle defense?
Yeah, I think the point that I would try to make with them is, as I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, is to, tackle these big running backs lower, right? They're carrying the defenders 3 or 4 yards. If they can tackle them lower and just limit those gains on first down, right, Tyler, will be more effective.
So just as we say that, we got flags on the play. This time Barsby comes off the right-hand side with that toss. So that just
another holding call.
Get another holding call. So that will set them back as this time they come to the right-hand side, which goes against everything we were just talking about. But that's what we're here for. So that will be a holding call. And again, second up, a little bit harder of a situation here. About a 2nd and 16 play here coming up for Barsby.
Yeah, exactly. And gives us a chance to... Tyler, congratulations to you for, again, president of BC Junior Football, correct?
Absolutely.
Another successful season. I know the Okanagan Sun. Did you enjoy Regina? And Mosaic Field.
It was awesome. It was, it was a fun weekend because we were there the same weekend. The Lions were there in the West Final. And,
right.
And the U of S was there and playing U of R in the Hardy
Your buddy
Cup.
Neil McAvoy, you had a visit with him. And
we had some good times. So lots of football that weekend for sure.
Beautiful stadium, isn't it?
Awesome. Unreal. I know you're a Rider fan more than a Lions fan. Oh,
I didn't bring up the Riders. You brought up the Riders. Yeah.
I saw your green hats and green shirts on that day. I know your roots to the old green.
Of course, yeah. I got a nice message. I congratulated Corey Mace for the big champion. Of course, a BC kid growing up in Port Moody, and successful career as a defensive tackle with the Calgary Stampeders and defensive coordinator in Toronto, and then of course the Grey Cup champion head coach with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Boy, that sounds good. I told him I'm going to see him next year in Calgary. I hope that I wish I was there in Winnipeg this year to see him.
It'd be wild. It was exciting. 3 games separated by a total of 7 points.
Oh, wow,
the Lions game, the U of S game, and our game, so it's pretty cool. So we've got now 3rd and 10. It looks like 3rd and 11. Early flags again, as this will probably be a false start against the Barsby offense. And this is not, like we talked about, this is not what they want to be doing on offense. As you can see some frustration coming from the Argyle bench, the Barsby bench, as they're going to be backing themselves up once again by another 5 yards.
Yeah, and again, with their playbook, they'll run play action and they'll run their 3 seams, and that's exactly what Coach Stevenson had called on that particular play. But again, you get into a 3rd down situation, 3rd and 18 instead of 3rd and 13. It makes it a lot difficult. And let's see if Coach Stevenson's probably in 2-down territory though here, Tyler.
Unless they want to take a shot. I was wondering if this was the down distance they come back with that shot down the seams. As this time they will roll out. As here they come just off the right-hand side, and they do get some yardage back, probably about most of the penalty yardage and a little bit more there. So this time so far to start the second quarter, coming off, they actually got quite a bit of yards before as they set the sticks on the far side of the field. So this will be 4th, and it looks like about 7 now. So decision time again, but now in the second quarter, they've kind of bucked the trend of the first, and now seem to be having more action coming off the right-hand side.
Yeah, just a little deception there with, again, faking that sweep and coming back to the outside. Just, excellent execution by Barsby, and certainly going for it here on, this is a big play here for the Piper defense.
4th and 8 here, Barsby. As they will drop back to throw and look down the middle of the seam. He's got his man again. Oh, nice play there by a couple of Argyle Piper defenders, as I thought they were going to be scoring there. Similar play as they scored on in the first quarter, but good play there by the Piper defense to break that up, and they'll take over on downs.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the break that the Pipers need here. But you're right, it was just a great recovery here by the defensive back to get back and make this play here, because certainly he had his tight end up the seam open, and if the quarterback could have got him the ball just a little bit earlier, boy, that would have put Barsby up by 3 scores in this second quarter here, Tyler.
Yeah, big play there, so the Pipers needed that definitely on the defensive side of the ball. They'll take over, down 14-0 here, 10:27 left here in the second quarter, as we have a brief stop and play, and another timeout here used by the John Barsby Bulldogs. So you got to think here, sorry to interrupt, you get a timeout. You got to think here, if you're Argyle, you just turned the ball over on your first play after a long drive. This drive in particular, you got to think, we want to get a couple first downs. We want to tilt the field. We want to give our defense a bit of a break. That's got to be on Barsby's mind as they start this drive. Exactly,
and the one thing about that Barsby offense, it's a finesse. It's a power offense, and they wear you down, right? I mean, it's every play is a physical football play. It's not like the quarterback is, rolling out to pass, or the quarterback's dropping back and, 4 or 5 receivers are going out like a traditional offense, right? It's, smash mouth football, right? And they're pounding the rock every single play. So you make a good point in the sense that, hey, that Argyle defense is going to be getting pretty tired if they have to continue to be on the field for as long as they have been.
So Argyle will take over. Obviously, their hope is to get some points and get the goose egg off the board here, but they will definitely look to control the clock as they start 1st and 10 at about their own 23-yard line. Lawson drops back to throw, looking over to his left. He comes across. It's intercepted on the play as that is intercepted, and this will not be what they want, as there was a lot of white jerseys in that passing region there by Braden Lawson, and that will be an interception. And once again, one play and now a turnover, and that is exactly what Argyle did not want on that particular series.
Yeah, exactly. Braden coming back and looking for his wide receiver running on that post pattern. It seems like it's their favorite Argyle play, but you know, the John Barsby defense, especially their coverage, those guys have been around for a long time. They play disciplined defense. Larry Cooper, outstanding, long time coach with Barsby. He's got his defense playing very disciplined. Those DBs are not going to be biting on any wheels or any routes like that.
So Barsby takes it over again here, as this will be number, looks like 33 maybe on that particular play. So that was James Coco with the run there. As now the trend is now they're coming off the right-hand side, but good gain again. That's what we like. They like to see that gain of about 5 or 6 on first down.
Yeah, you can see one thing you can really see, especially on the replay, is just the type of blocking down the field, right? The Barsby linemen take a lot of pride in, latching on and really driving their defender down the field, and oftentimes it results in a pancake, right, Tyler, which is the ultimate goal for every old lineman.
Again, coming off the right-hand side now as it gets some missed tackles here by the Piper defense, which looked to be in a good spot there. So they'll be close. That was Coco again, as he looks close to a first down. We'll see where the spot is. But there again, I thought Argyle, we'll see the replay here likely, is I thought they were in a good position to make a play on that defensively, but just a little bit of waving action there on the tackles. As you'll see on the replay here, they're not in bad shape right here. They get some penetration. There's a missed tackle. So I think you wonder if fatigue is setting in for the Piper defense. So if it was enough for the first down, they'll go straight up the middle there with that little counter play. Better read there as Argyle pushes the pile back to limit that gain. I think that was Coco again, as he looked at to gain about 3 on that play, maybe 2. So better job there by that Piper defense.
And the other thing about running this defense or this offense, Tyler, is when you run the same plays over and over and over again, you're able to polish those plays. And I know that Rob would practice every single day. He's going to run that toss play, that power toss against a 40 defense. He's going to run it against a 50 defense. He's going to run it against a 30 defense. He's going to run it against every single defense, and he'll get lots of reps in because he doesn't run a lot of different plays.
So 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs. As again, this time they're coming back to the right. Fumble on the play after the handoff, as there looked to be a little miscommunication or mishap there by the Barsby Bulldogs. They're fortunate to get back on that, as looks like Coco was again the ball carrier on that one, and that was fortunate for them. They were able to get back on that ball after no gain.
Yeah, sometimes when you get those misdirection plays like that, it's difficult to maintain possession. In the odd time, Barsby will put the ball on the ground like that, and those are the opportunities. They're not going to get a lot of those opportunities, but when they do, Argyle has got to jump on that ball and be able to try to get a turnover.
So 3rd and 10 here. Bulldogs set back. They're going to try and run a little flat corner route. There he is. He's got him. That's a touchdown for the John Barsby Bulldogs as they extend their lead to 20-0. As that was a really nice little throw there, as he just leaked out of the backfield, ran a little corner route, and that will make the score 20-0 for the John Barsby Bulldogs.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they do. They'll lull you to sleep. But I like the small adjustment that they did on that play, Tyler, is they play action pass. Instead of the tight end, the weak side tight end, running a post route, which he's been doing or a seam route, which he's been doing all game, he ran a corner route. So the DB thinks that he's going to run a seam. He thinks he's going to run the post pattern, and he breaks it off to the flag route. Just an excellent call by Coach Stevenson, and a huge touchdown again from the Bulldogs.
Looked like number 11, Andrew Wright, with that touchdown, as they try once again for the 2-point convert. That will be red and not good. So good job by the Argyle defense there to stop that 2-point convert. So Andrew Wright with that touchdown for the Bulldogs, and very nice throw there as that extends this lead. And kudos to the John Barsby Bulldogs as they capitalized on another one-play drive that ended with a turnover by the Pipers. And they just can't do that, Jay, if they want to stay in this game. They've got to get some yards. They've got to get some first downs on offense if they're going to tighten this score with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely, Tyler. And you know what? There's no question John Barsby is playing John Barsby football. They're just maintaining control of the football. If we had time of possession, I bet you that, John Barsby would have double the time of possession from Argyle. And as you mentioned earlier, a really good point, that Argyle defense, after a while, when you play against this physical John Barsby offense, it takes its toll. And then Rob, with the experience that he has, throws in a little bit of play action. 2 touchdowns off play action, both 20 yards. The first one on just the regular seam routes from the tight end. And the last one, of course, a backside tight end running a corner route, and just perfectly placed balls by the quarterback. And again, Barsby is, it's for them, this is Barsby football right now.
They are in control of this game so far with 7:40 left in the second quarter. Kicking the ball off, a low line driving kick that'll be picked up around the 22-yard line as Argyle comes out to the left-hand side. The returner's got a bit of a seam, and then it is closed up quickly there by the Bulldogs as they come downfield. So Argyle will be scrimmaging 1st and 10 from about their own 30-yard line after a decent return there for the Pipers.
And gives us an opportunity to congratulate the Vancouver College Fighting Irish. Their grade A team last week, Tyler, on the Friday night against Lord Tweedsmuir, an electrifying 80-yard touchdown run on the last play of the game for Vancouver College. Mario Schmidt ran 80 yards for a touchdown, for the winning touchdown for the Vancouver College Fighting Irish. Coach Esau, another championship for you. Sean Patel, MVP. Cale Cotton from Tweedsmuir, best back, and Ishan doing a good job. Sam Samsudin, outstanding lineman in that grade 8 victory for Vancouver College.
So 1st and 10 now. Pipers off the left-hand side. Runs, he's got a corner. Look out. This is looking good. He's got one man to beat. He's finally pushed out of bounds. We'll try and get a number as that's on the far side of that field. That is a heck of a run there on 1st down for the Argyle Pipers, and that is the type of response that they needed on 1st down there, instead of like the last 2 drives then turnovers, because that is a big gain on 1st down.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, that's what they need, and they're coming out of the huddle. Milan's got them going here. Let's get them, maybe play a little tempo here, do something to change up this offense to get some success.
I believe that was Travis Lemansky with the big run there, as now they're going to throw here on 1st down. Lawson throws incomplete. But big gain there as they get some positive yards, and now you hope as an offense you can just settle into a drive. We've made a big play. Now you want to control the clock here, get a couple 1st downs, and ideally end with a touchdown of your own.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to remember that John Barsby is going to be receiving the second half kickoff, so it's even more crucial in this possession for Argyle to maintain possession, ideally score a touchdown, and not give Barsby a chance to come back in the second quarter.
Pipers are scrimmaging inside of Barsby territory as Lawson drops back. Quick little hitch out there. He's got it. We'll try and get a number after the tackle, but great running there by the receiver on that far side of the field there, as that is another 1st down. And again, might be Lemansky, number 9 again, I believe. Yes, it is. So good run by him, as it looked like he was going to be stopped after a short gain, and actually only got about 7 as he went out of bounds. But good job there by Lemansky getting positive yards. As you can see, he just bowls over the first Bulldog tackler and was able to get another 5 or 6 yards. Yeah,
Travis Lemansky, a star player for this football team. Definitely got a chance to play university football in the future. Watch for that young man, Travis Lemansky, in the future. He is going to be a superstar in this high school league at the senior level.
So a bit of confusion here as Braden Lawson's in trouble. Now he's going to have to try and get out the side, get the corner. He's rocked out of bounds right in front of the Barsby Bulldog bench as they are excited down there. As bit of miscommunication. Then Braden Lawson was forced to try and make a play with his legs. He was able to probably get back close to the original line of scrimmage before he was rocked right out of bounds there in front of the Barsby bench.
Yeah, he's getting pressure right away from that Barsby defense, and boy, he does a nice job of just getting to the outside and, like you said, getting back to the original line of scrimmage, and that was a big play. And again, Braden showing his athleticism, as we mentioned earlier, a great baseball player with the North Shore Twins baseball program, as a great third baseman, and maybe someday we'll be seeing him play a little baseball in the future and in the big leagues. Certainly a very, very good athlete, and you can see on that particular play how strong of an athlete he is, running out of the pocket and getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I was able to make something out of nothing of what could be a disastrous play, but good job there by Lawson, and he keeps his offense in a position where it's a manageable third down now. So it's nothing too crazy. It'll be now it's 4th and 5. So I was a down out. So 4th down now. So now decision time. So they will be. Looks like Argyle will be punting here on 4th and 5.
Look for a fake.
Yeah, this will be a good time, a good place on the field to do it. They will, though, kick the ball. It's a good kick, a high kick. As this will be let go, and will it be stopped before it's picked up there? Dangerous play by the Bulldogs. Now he's got a corner. Look out. He's got blockers out in front of him. Finally brought down on the play, but a great return there at about the 35-yard line, as there's some late action there. And they're going to be a late hit or a roughing penalty against Barsby. Taking back a few of those yards there, negating some of those yardage, but a risky play there when you're touching the ball, bouncing around on the ground, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I was nervous. I thought he was going to just let that bounce and go into the end zone or have it downed. And when I saw the returner pick it up, I went, oh boy, that is dangerous.
Yeah, most of the time the general rule, Tyler, is to, when the ball's bouncing inside your own 10-yard line, to kind of leave it and
get away.
Would think that the ball is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Of course, we play American rules here, and there's no rouge, right?
No.
And but picked it up and did a nice job. But unfortunately for Barsby, a big penalty here is going to really take away that excellent field position that they had.
And you'll see the late hit probably right at the corner, right there, as it was right at the very end of that play. So
discipline,
get that there lies the thing. So now you're scrimmaging from your 20 instead of up by the 35. So a costly 15-yard penalty for the Bulldogs. They will have the ball back. It's coming off the right-hand side again as they're trying to get around the corner. Do a good job. And there's a late flag on this one, probably in the neighborhood of a hold, I would think, as it will be. So kind of a late flag there on the play. But to your point earlier, Jay, there's an example again where the Argyle defender is not in a bad spot, but the Bulldog runner was able to fall forward, and that's the key. You're getting a couple more extra yards. So a good job there, but again, they will not like the fact that they will now be moving back 10 and setting up a 1st and 20.
Yeah, Tim Letterman, the referee here, of course, experienced referee along with Barry Moffat, Bob Diano, Willie Stevens, and Jeremy Kahn. Nice to see Jeremy Kahn make the trip over from Parksville. An excellent referee with Jeremy Kahn. Of course, was a great coach at one time, and also attended the first ever Jay Prepcheck quarterback camp way back 32 years ago, Tyler.
So we're going to test your trivia. What was the t-shirt color that?
They were white.
Oh, they were white. Okay. Those infamous Prepcheck t-shirts you see every year. It's always a big thing to know what color the reveal is going to be. And see the kids wearing those and having fun and all that. So
we don't let those secrets out very often.
No. It's pretty tight. It's pretty tight-lipped.
We got to figure out next year's color here. Maybe Mrs. McLaren can help me out. Mom can help me out with that.
I think your fashion sense even exceeds hers. So it'll be good to see those come out. A good game there as we get close to 5:14 and clock moving here. 20-0. Barsby still leading the Argyle Pipers, setting up a 2nd and 8 situation after they gain some positive yards on 1st down. Again, Argyle hoping to get off the field as quickly as they can, give the defense a little bit of a break as they're coming again off the right side here around the corner. Good running there as we'll get a new number. I don't think that was Coco on that particular play. Does that look like number 10, I believe? Gibson, Braska Gibson, it looked like on that particular play. Apologize if we're getting any pronunciations wrong, but good running there as that'll set up a manageable here 3rd and 1 as Barsby gets set for this big play. And time of possession, like you said, that has to be lopsided heavily in the Bulldog favor in this first half.
Yeah, definitely. And Let's see what the referees are discussing here, because the clock is still running here. So if I was Rob Stevenson, I would be a little disappointed that, the referees are, chatting about this play, and 30 seconds have run off the clock, especially at a crucial time of the second quarter here.
Coming off the right-hand side again, and again, it's a little search play. The back, whoever it may be, it looks like number 32. Is that 32 or 82? 88 maybe on that play, but another first down on the play. And positive yards there as they're just coming off the right-hand side there. And you could see there, the good job there by all of the Bulldog offensive linemen is they're just getting a hat on bodies all over the place on that Argyle defense. So good job there by the Barsby offense.
Yeah, and a good tackle by Aiden Dome there. Again, from his linebacker position, the talented linebacker from the Argyle Pipers.
So first down again. Here they come now off the left-hand side as they get, again, positive yardage there. And backs are falling forward as always. That was Coco on that particular play. Positive yards there as he gets about 7, maybe 8 on the play as they are just grinding this. And like you said, just plain Barsby Bulldog football. That is the best way to describe this.
Yeah, and the keys to those plays are, again, the linemen just, they're blocked. Most of them from the play side will just block down, get the first guy to the inside gap that they have. The pulling guard will kick out. The next guard kind of lead through, wingback leading through as well. So they're tosses, but they actually run inside in the off-tackle hole.
So 2nd and 3 now. Here it is again. Same play off the left side again. That looks like Coco again. He's got enough for the first down as a mass of Argyle defenders are there. And the referees will blow this one dead, but it will be yet another first down for the Bulldog offense.
And they really start to have to watch the clock here. 2:42, they're going to set the sticks, and they're going to whistle it in here. So, John Barsby here, if they can, maintain a drive here and put the ball in the end zone and receive the second half kickoff, Tyler, boy, they're going to really be in command of this football game. But watch sometime in this drive, they're going to run one of their play action passes here. They're now in an open set, so again, look for maybe a little play action, a little screen.
As they will be 1st and 10 now, coming off a little toss, search play off the right-hand side. Better job there by the Argyle defender, as that could have been a loss on the play. And it would be much better played there by the Piper defense, limiting that gain to about 1, maybe 2. As you can see, they just kind of stretched that play out and finally made the tackle. A good job there by the Piper defense.
Yeah, Barsby just putting a little twist into their offense here. They take their inside tight ends and they move them out to wide receiver, trying to get the cornerbacks to widen out. But as you said, Argyle did a nice job of coming up and making a big tackle there, limiting that gain.
Back into that tight formation on 2nd, and we'll call it 9, as they're going to come off the right-hand side, fake the round to the left, but come back to the right, and once again, positive yards as they fake the search play or the outside run play to the left and came back to the right. That'll be another first down for that Bulldog offense.
Yeah, definitely. As we said, the clock is going to be a factor here. So we're looking at, 1:25 left, and Barsby, the way they run their offense, again, they're kind of, grind it out. So they're going to play a little tempo here. They're going to try to pick things up a little bit. But again, look for that play action pass. Look for them to hit those tight ends up the seam or on a corner route.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs on the Barsby side of flags on the play. So this will be stopped early, but they are now in Argyle territory at about the 41-yard line. So this will probably be coming back on a false start. So 5 yards it will be. So that'll set up 1st and 15, with just 1:23 left in the second quarter here at McLeod.
As they're trying to rush this play, Tyler, you can see that they just jumped a little bit early here, and that happens often when you change the tempo of your offense and when you get into a tempo situation where you're, running the ball on the line of scrimmage. It kind of just throws your timing off a little bit, and that's exactly what happened with Barsby on that particular play.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs on their the Argyle 46-yard line. As they will be dropping back to throw, like you said, it's going to come at some point. This time they go outside to a fade route on the far side, on the near side of the field. That would go incomplete on the play, but there's what you were talking about, is just the runs and the consistency of that, hoping to lull the Argyle defense to sleep, but unfortunately for them, they couldn't on that particular play.
Yeah, kind of one of those specialty plays that they like to run, where they take their tight end and run him right up the seam, and they take the wing back and kind of run him on a fade, as you said, to the outside and try to hit that fade route. But Argyle came up with really, really good coverage on that play.
1:18 left here, second quarter. Argyle still trailing by 20 points here. Bulldogs, 2nd and 15 in the tight formation. This time they're going to run a little counter on the inside to number, looks like 83 is misdirection play there, and he's still fighting for every yard he possibly can get, and that's a good run there, getting most of that original penalty yardage back, setting up a 3rd and 11. Like you said, it's so hard because you just have to be so disciplined, because your eyes as a defender probably want to go to your left or the offense's right, and also they come back with that counterplay, and it's just so hard to say, okay, I've got to stay in my lane, stay in my position, and not try and do somebody else's job.
Yeah, exactly. And, from up here, it's tough because, we're having a tough time seeing where the ball goes necessarily, right? It's, especially, as the sun goes down and it's getting a little darker out there. The lighting, of course, is fantastic here at this park. But, just to see where the ball is, and imagine being down there playing defense and trying to figure out exactly who has the ball. And, as we talked about, it's discipline. And that's the word that I know that Coach Boljensic has used all week, and just to try to maintain, that the positive sense now as a defense, right, and know that you just got to come up with the big tackles, and that's on that particular play, Jack Williams did a nice job, and Jack Williams, a big Seahawks, Oregon fan, University of Oregon. I understand University of Oregon came up with a big victory over the Huskies today for those college football fans out there.
So it'll be 3rd and 12 left, 51 seconds left, second quarter, as they're going to drop back, set to throw again. They're going to come down the seam. That's going to be incomplete, as there was only one Bulldog receiver in the vicinity, and that was well underthrown from him, so not sure if there was maybe some miscommunication there on the play, but that will set up now decision time here for the Barsby offense, as that'll be bring up 4th and 12. So I don't think they want to necessarily give the ball back here and go for it, as it looks like they are sending out their punt team perhaps on 4th and 12, which is 46 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, smart play. It looks like the quarterback just maybe got some pressure early. Maybe he got his arm hit just to see if he was throwing the ball. Exactly.
So that will be a punt. This will be a punt now for the Bulldogs, unless we see some tricks. Like we said, there is no sense in holding those back for any other week, so you might as well empty the bag here if you're the Bulldogs. But they will kick this, a very short kick that's high, and we'll get a good bounce for the Bulldogs, as this will trickle down to about the 24-yard line or so with 36 seconds left. So what looked like wasn't going to turn out to be a good kick, they do get that bounce, and now Argyle will have a decision here with 36 seconds. How far do you try and push the ball down the field, or are you just trying to get out of this half and regroup and come back for the third quarter?
Exactly, and there's a penalty flag down here. Looks like, again, some late contact, late hit after. We'll see Coach Mr. Letterman here.
So it looks like an unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike on Barsby.
So that will mark off they'll add that on to the final play, or that punt there. So I believe that's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. Barsby was fortunate there to get a good bounce forward. They had a plus 20 yards on that particular punt, right? It could have bounced the other way, certainly, and Argyle could have picked it up and run for some big yardage here.
So Argyle will get those extra yardage added on for the unsportsmanlike. So they will scrimmage 1st and 10 now. Lawson's in the shotgun, 36 seconds left. He's going to look to his right, come back and throw to his right, down the field. That'll fall incomplete, as good downfield coverage there by the John Barsby Bulldogs, as that was just slightly overthrown and almost looked like the Barsby Bulldog defender was just kind of wall off the Argyle defender. So that'll be an incomplete pass here, bringing up 2nd down.
Yeah, Barsby's come out in their more or less their prevent defense, playing 4 defensive backs. And again, Coach Cooper's telling his guys, hey guys, nothing behind us. Make sure you're not biting any hook and goes. Make sure you're not biting any wheel routes. But I tell you, Brady Lawson really showed his arm strength there by putting that ball down the field. And let's see if he can, utilize that arm strength into the second half and try to get Argyle Pipers on the board here, as they've been shut out so far in this football game.
So 2nd and 10 now. Pipers on their own 39-yard line. Lost his drop back. He's in trouble again. Now he's going to be flushed out to his right, trying to use his legs to get some yards. Does get back close to past the line of scrimmage, but not much there, as that was a lot of work for Braden Lawson just to get a few yards on that particular play, but was able to gain some positive yards for his offense with now 20 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, that Barsby defense knows right now that Argyle's in a passing situation. They're just going to pin their ears back and come at him. This is kind of what those defensive linemen really like, Tyler, is to know that Argyle's going to be throwing the ball. They're not going to be running the ball in this situation, and just pin their ears back and try to get to the quarterback. And that's exactly what they did there, and showed, put some pressure on Braden, and again, Braden showing his athleticism, getting out of the pocket and getting a few positive yards.
So 20 seconds left here. It will be third, and now there's going to be a flag on the play, so you wonder if this is a delay of game based on where it's thrown. So it will be a delay of game call against Argyle, so that's not what they would want in this particular situation, as they just probably gave back, I think it's only a 5-yard penalty at this stage in the game, so that'll give up those 5 yards that Lawson got on the run and set up a 3rd and 11 play here.
And crucial here, if Argyle doesn't complete this pass, and it is an incomplete pass, that's going to force them to punt the ball away.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I thought he almost better just to run the ball here and hit the regroup, but they will go for it here as Loss is going to drop back, throw it up, trying to get a big play here. There's lots of contact on the field there. That will be pass interference against Barsby, as there was a couple of Bulldog defenders in the vicinity and lots of contact right in front of the Argyle bench. So that'll be a big play for Argyle for a pass interference, and they will gain a first down after that play.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to put them into Barsby territory here, and with only 14 seconds left, let's see again if Milan has some sort of trick play here, or some sort of maybe a flea flicker or hook and ladder or something that can get Argyle down the field in 14 seconds. So again, that Barsby is going to be back in their cover 4 prevent look, and talking to their DBs about staying home, making sure that they stay in their quarter coverage and be disciplined.
So 1st and 10, Argyle on the Barsby 48-yard line. Lawson drops back again. He's going to try a wheel route here. He's got his man right behind. That is a catch, and he will be down, and they will get one more play here. That is a massive play there, and a catch by number 2, Gino Gagnon. And there was your wheel route that you said, as they will get one more play here before the half.
See if you're going to kill. Just spike the ball.
They got to make sure they're set, as that they move the chains, so that will give Argyle a little bit of an advantage. There's a timeout on the play. Timeout, so they did have one timeout, so That's a good play there. That's exactly what you talked about that they needed on that particular play, is get a chunk play back, get a bunch of plays where at least now you could take a shot at the end zone, a realistic shot at the end zone, and try and get some points before the end of the first half.
Yeah, a wheel route there by the inside receiver did a nice job, and the corner kind of bit on that wide receiver running that post, and the wheel route was wide open. And again, I like the fact that Brady, when he throws those deep balls, he's got lots of arc on the ball, right? And the receiver's able to kind of run underneath it. So, for a young man like Braden to, throw that deep pass as well as he can, it's certainly going to be, nice to see him continue to develop down the road, right? And Mac Ward, the head coach for the varsity team, is certainly going to enjoy having Braden Lawson playing on his football team for a couple of years, as they do have an outstanding quarterback now at the varsity level, Connor Thompson, who is an all-star defensive back, and we're going to get a chance to see him tomorrow in the Dome. Exactly.
Looks like a young Jay Prepchuk out there.
I don't know if I could throw that.
Throwing those balls out there. So this should be the final play of the first half, barring a penalty here, as Argyle look to get into the end zone. The empty set here is Loss is going to drop back, sets his feet, throws it up, taking a shot. There's only one defender in the area, and this will be knocked down on the play. There actually is still 2 seconds left on the clock, so They will get one more play, but again, throwing it up, trying to hopefully have one of his receivers be able to make a play there, which is always a good thing. Argyle will use another timeout on this play, get one more shot at this, Jay.
Yeah, I like the stack formation, running a inside kind of slant post, and one of the wide receivers running a go route. And again, John Barsby's not going to be fooled. They're going to be fooled once on the previous play, but you know that Coach Cooper is talking to his guys and making sure that they are staying home and disciplined, and making sure they're going to, hey, try to get to that quarterback, you guys. Try to get a sack here, because they're going to be throwing the ball.
So it looks like they're trying to set up a field goal here on this last play of the half. So this will be where are we? We are at the 25-yard line, so what are we, 42 yards?
Aiden Dome has got the leg. I don't know if he can make this happen, make some good, solid contact. An excellent athlete, Aiden Dome, and let's see if also receiver, linebacker, young guy that's kind of come through the GSL flag football ranks in North Vancouver. Let's see if he's got the leg to put this through.
Snap is good. The hold is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Wow. 42-yard field goal there.
There you go.
Right at the end of the half by number 88. Like you say, Aiden Dome, as that was well executed by the Piper offense and special teams, obviously. And it ends the half with a 20-3 score. You hope, if you're Argyle, that score right at the end of the half is going to lead to some success in the third quarter. Something positive, I guess that's the key thing. Something positive that you could take into the halftime break and say, okay, boys, we got something going here. We're on the board. Let's get going here in the third quarter.
Wow, yeah, Aiden Dome showing his athleticism again, linebacker and receiver and punter, and boy, oh boy, long snap too has been excellent. Long snapper did a great job of getting the ball back, and the hold was perfect, and that's a big-time kick for JV football.
Huge. I was thinking to myself, there's no way, and all of a sudden, what a kick there by Aiden Dome. I wonder if there's any soccer or rugby or anything in his in secondary sport life that he does.
Yeah, I believe there is. Yeah, definitely. And as I said, young man through the GSL feeder program that we've talked about, so many of these players being able to play, community football growing up, the Southside Dogs, the Nanaimo Minor Football, the GSL League, the North Shore Flag Football League that enables players to continue to play as youngsters and all the way through into the springtime.
So we will take a break as we are at the half at McLeod Athletic Park. I'm Tyler McLaren, joined by Jay Prepchuk. The John Barsby Bulldogs are leading at the half, the Argyle Pipers, by a score of 20-3. We will join you back here for the start of the third quarter.
Never was really part of a big union like LIUNA, encouraging you to get out there, get the training. That's a lot of support.
There's more integration and more of the First Nations communities to come here and get experience working, right? There's a lot of opportunity there.
We're all just like one huge family. It's been one of the best experiences of my life.
On that journey, going places, doing your thing. Look at you, trailmaker, groundbreaker, pathfinder, making the big moves and the small moves. But wherever you're going, we're by your side every step of the way. For everyone in BC, for every journey. This is Beam.
I think sports are a great way for kids to get involved, and I certainly enjoyed playing it when I was young.
Okay guys, Beam Credit Union has donated some football equipment for us. Let's open it up and have a look. Go ahead. Yo, this is sick.
It gives kids a sense of belonging, a sense of being a part of a team and working towards a common goal. And so those are some of the things that we try to provide for the kids here.
We are here to donate basketballs and soccer balls to the athletic department. It's super exciting to see how involved they are and how much they enjoyed participating and their overall excitement about it.
Many would argue that athletics is the heartbeat of the school. Quite often those sports and activities provide students and athletes the opportunity to grow beyond just being an athlete.
Everything that we do, we definitely consider the community in mind and how it will impact the community, how we can support the people that live, work, and play in this area.
We definitely make a lot of effort to supply the equipment for our teams and not have the cost of certain playing equipment fall onto the athletes. I believe a lot of the lessons I've learned in life have come through sports in terms of like learning to work with others, facing adversity, or like trying to reach certain goals.
Well, my message to Beam Credit Union and BC School Sports is thank you very, very much. You guys working together makes this sport more affordable for kids, and it gives the kids an opportunity to be part of a team, because of your partnership, we're able to have more kids playing and have kids playing with better equipment that's safer, newer, and more enjoyable to wear.
I have to give a heartwell thank you to Beam Credit Union for providing the school with some new equipment and allowing our students to play the games they love.
Thank you, Beam Credit Union.
Delta Secondary is very grateful for the donation.
We're beaming with joy!
Welcome back to McLeod Athletic Park. Once again, Tyler McLaren joined by Jay Prepchuk here in the broadcast booth as we get set to start this third quarter here, the AA Junior Varsity Championship game. The John Barsby Bulldogs lead 20-3 at the half over the Argyle Pipers. Argyle did get that long field goal, and they hope to keep that momentum going as they start this third quarter here at McLeod Athletic Park. Barsby will receive the opening kickoff, so they will have to rely on their defense to do so, Jay. But exciting half here ahead of us as we expect to get going here after a long kickoff and long wait here. So there's the kick. We are down action now as Barsby will receive, and they will get the ball back. We'll get a number on that one. It looks like 83 on that return as he gets up to about the 23-yard line. So that is where Barsby will start their first drive here to start this third quarter of action.
And you know that both teams have made some adjustments here. They've, very experienced coaches, and they've talked a little bit about, hey, this is what we got to do a little bit better on offense. The adjustments we have to make on defense. Argyle, I can tell you right now that their players, their captains have, told their teammates, hey guys, this is not the way we play football. This is not Argyle football. We had Barsby able to play their brand of football. Now this second half, certainly Argyle is looking to, really improve, and they came down with a lot of enthusiasm to cover that kick. And again, Barsby with not great field position to start the second half. So let's see if the Argyle defense can maintain consistency here.
So 1st and 10 Bulldogs as they start this drive. Toss out to the right side. Ends up being more like a search play there. Is well played there by the Piper defense as they will look to get off the field as fast as they can to start this drive. But well played there on first down. And like you said, the changes at half are now in place. It's up to these players to execute that. But good job there on the first play of the second half for the Piper defense.
Yeah, and you know exactly what they talked about on defense. And, the coach, the defensive coordinator, Barry LaRoche for Argyle, has talked to his players about, again, containing those running backs on that sweep, having them busted inside, and those linebackers scraping across to make the tackles.
So 2nd and 7 now. Toss coming back to the right again here as that's some missed tackles there. Argyle won't like that on the play, but good run there by Coco as he gets another first down there, and that will move the sticks for the Barsby offenses. Like you said, they wanted to try and get off the field early in this drive, but to Barsby's credit, they are able to move the sticks.
Yeah, and it's nothing fancy. They're going to just continue to run their offense, run that toss sweep over and over and over again. And as you watch the replays of these plays, a lot of the Argyle defenders are doing a great job, but
and in the right spot.
Yeah, exactly. It's the team defense that really has to be improved.
So first down again, same play here as once again the Argyle defense is in a great spot to make a play. They limit that gain to probably about 4, as I think that was Coco again on the carry. They were in a great spot there, and then were able to hold that to about 4 or 5 yard gain, but positive yards again for that Barsby offense. And you wonder if, Jay, and as a defensive player for Argyle, if you worry about coming out of what you're supposed to be doing in your job, just trying to do too much, trying to force the turnover, and then you end up trying to do other people's jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to do your job. Jaden Davis, nice tackle there for the Pipers.
So 2nd and 5 here. Barsby again, this time going more up the middle with that counter run there. As he's still going, I thought he was down. That fooled us. I thought there was a big mob of players right around in the center of the field, right between the two hash marks, but that was more of a positive gain there, as I think that was number 44 for Barsby, if my eyes are correct. Nathan Wilson with the run, as he gets positive yards, bringing up a 3rd and short for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the outstanding linebacker, Travis Lemansky, had the running back right at the line of scrimmage, but the power of the running back was just able to kind of plow through that. But unfortunately, Travis Lemansky's down right now. And again, a solid two-way player. Came up through the GSL ranks. Dave Pohl doing a great job as president of the GSL Football League on the North Shore. And again, lots of kids out there playing football, and many of these Argyle Pipers and Handsworth Royals, Carson Graham, Eagles, Windsor Dukes. A lot of those guys have had a chance to grow up playing GSL football, and big shout out to all the community football programs out there. But Dave Pohl, you've done an outstanding job of keeping football going at the minor level, and of course the Flag Football League in the spring. Wayne Theobald does a great job of getting those kids out there and playing spring flag football, and it's just nice to see the kids out there playing sports, Tyler, right?
Yeah, it's huge. And like you said, there must be a lot of proud moments for a lot of those community associations who see these kids now playing at the junior varsity and later the varsity level. So I know a lot of times you hear the stories of when so-and-so was playing at 7 years of age, 8 years of age, and these people are impacting and doing a great job for the players. And when they get to the JV and the high school and the senior varsity level, it's so refreshing, it's so rewarding to be able to see these players develop and have these opportunities.
And, it's throughout the province, we mentioned, right? Everywhere from Prince George, Kelowna, Kamloops, Vernon. Penticton now has started some community football. They've had great football years and years ago. It's nice to see Penticton kind of on the rise as well. They had some minor football programs there, and let's see if they can keep rolling.
Big play here is it'll be 3rd and 3 for Barsby. They're going to run the little jet sweep outside there. He's forced to bounce the runner as Argyle's trying to stretch this out, and good running there as the runner is able to get the corner. And Argyle played that pretty well from a defensive standpoint, forcing the runner to bounce a couple times. But to his credit, he's able to get around the corner and get enough for that first down play. You can see it right on the replay there. He's forced to bounce, which is usually a good thing for the defense, but unfortunately for the Pipers defense, he is able to get a first down on that play.
Yeah, number 10 did a nice job. Braden Lawson, the quarterback, of course, did a nice job of having him bounce it to the outside, and they were able to somewhat contain the Barsby running back. But again, this is Barsby football. This is what they want. They're going to continue to run that. They're going to run that toss sweep over and over again.
Argyle runs now the toss, Barsby runs the toss. There's probably going to be a holding call on this play, as that was really well played by the Piper defense. So probably a holding call coming against the Bulldogs. So this will set the play back by 10 yards, making it a 1st and 20, it looks like. As they're talking to, as the Bulldog bench doesn't maybe not necessarily like that call by the officials, but they will be marking this one off. So, but the much better job on these last two plays, and that's a good thing and a positive thing for the Piper defense, as they've seemingly been able to stretch the play wide or force these backs and ball carriers to bounce, and that usually leads to good things for a defense when they force a back to do that.
Yeah, excellent job by number 50 for the Argyle Pipers. Owen Perusel does a great job. A strong two-way lineman, also plays right tackle on offense, and did a great job there of kind of shedding his block and making a big play for Argyle to slow down that running back and let all the reinforcements come in and continue to make the tackle.
So it looks like the penalty was declined on the play, which I'm surprised by, but it looks like it will be 2nd and 10 now, as Barsby's in a bunch formation, as they're going to run the toss out the right-hand side again. Good penetration, but look at the block in there by the Bulldog, as they're on they're getting hats on people, and that was Coco again. Positive yards, as you can see, and like you said, Jay, in the first half, it's almost like a search play more than an actual running to an area or running to a hole, where the back has the option of being able to cut where they see some daylight on offense.
Exactly, and just that pursuit. Argyle doing a good job of forcing the ball back to the inside. Number 29, Nigel Clark, making a tackle. But you know what? They've got to start to tackle those Barsby running backs a little bit lower, as they're just dragging them and gaining lots of yak yards.
Clock ticking here as we're 8:30 left, third quarter. Barsby opening the second half with the ball, and now getting another first down on that play. Does that look like 80? That was Coco again on the ball carrier. So positive yards there, as he gets up limping a little bit there, but does have enough for a first down for the Bulldogs, as they are, like you said, time management, clock management is heavily in favor of the John Barsby Bulldogs here in this football game.
Yeah, number 18, David Cantor, doing a nice job of tackling, and that's the way you got to tackle these strong Barsby running backs. You got to tackle them by the feet. You can't just tackle them up high like that, because they're going to continue to bounce off and gain extra yardage.
1st and 10 Bulldogs, as they will come right up the middle there. Well played as they're getting hats on the ball. That's a good job by the Argyle defense, limiting that gain to probably 2 or 3 on the play, I would say. So probably more like 3 on the play. So 2nd and 7 there. Is that time they tried to come right up the middle on that first down carry.
Yeah, Colin Player does a nice job from his defensive tackle position, making a nice tackle on that particular play. And again, Colin Player, outstanding two-way lineman, also starts at right guard for the Argyle Piper, and again, making a nice tackle on defense.
So 2nd and about 7 here. Clock is ticking as this drive is now we've got a timeout on the field, it looks like, for Argyle. They probably need a minute here to catch their breath, as the opening possession of this second half, which Barsby has controlled, is already almost 5 minutes in. So I mean, you start to think about it, down 20-3, and when you get a team eating up this much of the clock, you're not going to get many possessions left in this game, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Argyle needs a break here. They need a break somewhere along the way. They've got to come up with a big stop here, and who's going to make it?
And it's such a fine line, because you're like you said, you want to get a break, you want to try and create a break, you want to make something happen, maybe with a turnover, or you want to jump it back to try and make a tackle and make a play on something that maybe is outside of what your job is. But if you do that, you're playing right into Barsby's hands with not playing disciplined defense. So you want to try and make a play. You know you're down by 3 scores here. You got to make something happen at some point. But at the same time, you have to stay in your team defense discipline and not go too far outside of what your expectations are.
Yeah, exactly. And what they have to do is they just have to try to capitalize on a mistake that they're hoping Barsby will make, right?
A self-inflicted Barsby mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see what happens here after the timeout by Barsby. It's 7:17 left here, third quarter. Barsby's got the ball inside of Argyle territory. 2nd and 7 here. They run the toss out to the right-hand side again. Good downfield blocking again there by the Barsby Bulldog H-back, it looked like, as he got a good hat on the ball, as there's some extracurricular activities here, and there will be a flag on the play. I did see a couple of players fall to the ground, but not sure how the officials will straighten this one out, but it was a late flag on the play after the play had ended.
And a tackle on the play there by Nathan Sporer. It looks like Argyle in our roster, we've got 2 number 18s there, right? So I mentioned David Cantor earlier, but I know Nathan Sporer is an outstanding defensive back for Argyle. So let's see what the call is here. But an opportunity here to mention that offensive line from John Barsby, number 53, Austin Norgard, number 58, Robert Ristu, number 65, Gabriel Wells, number 66, Garrett Malott, number 75, William Scarlett. Those 5 Hoggies up front, as you said, Tyler, nice to give those offensive linemen a little bit of credit, right? And boy, oh boy, the job that they're doing is outstanding.
It looks like offsetting penalties, so that will probably move the sticks in Barsby's favor, set up another first down play. So I think those penalties will offset each other. But yeah, like you said, Jay, this is my first time seeing Barsby play this year, but like the unison of which these guys are blocking as a collective group, very, very impressive. And you can tell they've been well coached. They're downfield. They're getting hats on people, and they're a physical football team. They're a physical football team. So as the officials straighten this out, and looks like they give a couple of the coaches an explanation. We'll get going here. So the penalties will offset each other. Barsby will have a first down here as they run the toss out to the right-hand side again. Well done there, as again a good stick there by the Piper defenses. They came up there, and that's an example there. But like to what you're saying, get lower, and that again was a case where they could have held that to maybe a no gain on the play or a yard, and instead it's still another 3 or 4 yards. As you can see, there's contact made right at even at the line of scrimmage, or even shortly behind.
Yeah, Jaden Davis does a nice job of making initial contact, and then
right there on the replay.
Dominic Spitzer came in and continued to, wrestle that John Barsby tailback down. Boy, I tell you, those 5 yards, 4 yards at a time.
Now they're coming off with the jet sweep off the left-hand side. Argyle, there's going to be a hold there on the outside receiver. This will probably be coming back as right at the outside. There should be a holding call coming back against Barsby.
Yeah,
As it looked like the corner was kind of grabbed on that play.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're calling there. So give us an opportunity to thank our BC School Sports Executive Director, who's the busiest man in BC these days with all the different championships. Jordan Abney, nice to see you. Jordan, thank you for all your hard work, and volleyball championships this week, and swimming is concluded, field hockey, cross country. Boy, oh boy, our hats are off to BC School Sports and all their people. Hey, if you're not hooked up with their Instagram, take a look at, they do a great job of keeping you informed on what's going on with all the different sports and activities. And Jordan, you're going to be happy when this weekend's over. Hopefully you get some rest. So thanks from all of us at high school football, for all you do, and your whole crew. It takes a lot for running these programs and running all the BC championships. Thank you.
So 2nd and 16 after the holding penalty now. Barsby again trying to run the little jet sweep off the outside. Coming back obviously to the left hand as they cut back across the green, so to speak, as that was Coco on the carry. Once again, good yardage on that play again for the Bulldog, and you could just see the clock as this drive is eating up more than half of the third quarter here, as they are just wearing down the Piper defense, and they're holding. They just now, like we talked about, they just need a big play. They need a stop.
Yeah, and that's, hey, you know what? Argyle might be fortunate to have the ball at all in the third quarter, the way this is going, and just it's exactly what Rob Stevenson has done over the many years. Just grind it out, 4 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, be happy with that, and then the play action.
Play action pass as he comes out to the outside. That will be another first down for Barsby, as the receiver is now wrestled out of bounds, as there's no flag on the play, and that's what they do. They lull you to sleep. They hit you with those counters. They hit you with those jet sweeps, and then you get the play action. In that case, he was just able to leak out of the backfield there, and they were able to get the completion, and it's mano a mano there on the outside, and to limit that gain.
Nathan Sporo just kind of corralling that running back out of bounds there. Nathan, again, a multi-sport athlete, big lacrosse player. Coach Milan tells me, big lacrosse player, soccer player, has played football here at Argyle for grade 8. They of course have the spring league in grade 8 on the North Shore, and Coach Boljensic coaches the Argyle grade 8 team as well.
So now it's 1st and goal now for Barsby, as they'll run the jet sweep. Now they'll come right up the middle, and that will be a touchdown for the Bulldogs. That will make the score 26-3 with the extra point coming, as that is exactly what the doctor ordered. If you're a Barsby fan, as you started that third quarter, run the ball, keep the clock going, and ultimately end with a score for yourself. So big play there, big touchdown by the Bulldogs, and they will extend their lead to 26-3.
Yeah, Nathan Wilson, the big strong fullback there, just taking that dive right over the left guard, and that offensive line again for Barsby, just opening up huge seams. And that drive, over 7-minute drive to start the third quarter, as you say, Tyler, is exactly what Coach Stevenson wanted to do to start this second half.
They will continue to go for 2 here, as they'll come with the sweep off the outside. Flags on the play, as this will be a false start here against the Bulldog offense. So we'll retry this 2-point attempt convert. But it makes it so hard because, again, and then you look at a couple of the possessions. So when Argyle in the first half, they have 2 possessions that end with 1 play and turnovers. And against a team like this that controls the ball, that controls the clock, you just can't do that in a game where an offense can take off 7 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ball possession, to maintain possession like that and just grind it out over and over again. And that's John Barsby football.
So they will attempt to attempt the 2-point convert, here, after the flag, as they're in their tight formation again, is now again off the right-hand side, off the middle, now cuts back, and I think he is in, as that is Coco in for the 2-point convert, making the score of the John Barsby Bulldogs 28. The Argyle Pipers 3 with 4:49 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's
the Barsby
play.
Bulldogs and extend that lead, making it very, very tough for the Pipers.
toss sweep, power sweep, and then they come back with a kind of a little bit of almost a reverse, where it's an inside reverse where the running back gets the ball on the toss and then has an inside handoff to the wing back. And again, all the flow is going one way, and they come back, pull the guard, kick out, and just lead up the hole with that perfectly executed play. That's wing T football for you, and that's exactly what Barsby has run for many, many years and run very successfully, of course, winning championships and well on the way to another championship here for Coach Rob Stevenson.
And you think to yourself, what they do, their approach probably is, and obviously, Jay, you've known Rob for some time, but you just do what you do it well, do it to perfection, and unless somebody can stop you or force you to change, you just keep doing what you're doing year in and year out, game in and game out. And they do it, like you said, they won a lot of championships over there at Barsby, and run a pretty good program and do what they do, and they do it well. And that is a key, is have an identity, which they definitely have, and they just execute at a very high level.
Well, the execution and the consistency is one thing, but also the fact that, these young men do such a great job in the off season. Most of them will be in the weight room. A lot of them will take weight training classes. A lot of them are dedicated to becoming stronger. A lot of these guys will play other sports. They'll run some track, or they'll get faster, they'll get stronger. And, again, the key to football is getting the ball to your good players, and that's exactly what they do with their strength. They build their strength on their offense, right? And they build their philosophy of offense based on what they have and their personnel. And he just slots the pieces into those positions, and that's why they have so much success over and over again.
And it's funny because it's like the way they play on offense, sometimes flows over to how they are on defense as far as being a tough smash mouth style of football team. That's kind of developed and executed on the offensive side, but you see it translate also onto the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And big, strong kids out there. Boy, I'm taking a look at number 66, big lineman for John Barsby, a two-way player. Garrett Malott, outstanding. He's had an outstanding game, and boy, he's a tough guy to block right over that center.
So after the touchback here, Lawson gets his hands on the ball as they run the toss off the right-hand side there, as Argyle looks to get their offense going here. Positive yards on first down. Late flag on the play. That one might be going against Argyle. We'll see what happens here, as that flag came in well after the play and well away from the play. But Argyle's trying to get something going here as they run a toss off the right-hand side for minimal gain, and we'll check out this penalty infraction. Came late, and it came after the play, or away from the play too. So it's going to go against Barsby, so that will help the Pipers start this key drive here with 4:41 left here in the third quarter at McLeod Athletic Park. 28-3, Barsby in control right now, and if you're Argyle, Jay, you've got to think to yourself, okay, we're back. Now we got the ball back. We've got to build off. We got a field goal at the end of that the end of the first half. We have to score. They must be thinking we're in 4-down territory, because when we're down, we can't give the ball back here and let John Barsby run out the clock.
No question. And it almost gets time to say that there's got to be some urgency here.
Now they'll drop back, throw the ball. He's got a man on the far side. No, it's incomplete, sorry. I thought it was caught on the play, but it was incomplete. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Pipers. Yeah, Braden was trying to get the ball out. You'll see it on our replay here. He looks, and this ball's out of his hands. But even then, on a short step, he didn't really have a chance to really set his feet and throw into that one, because Barsby's getting pressure even on short drop passes like that.
Yeah, he didn't. But the veteran Gino here, he would definitely like to have this one back, right? It's definitely a catchable ball that he's caught hundreds of times over again, and he'll get another chance tonight, and I'm sure that Braden's going to come back to him sometime, hopefully on this drive.
Might have been a case where just trying to take his eyes off the ball, looking downfield and not securing it. Trying to make something happen here, but we will see what happens on 2nd and 10 now, as the Pipers, with the officials have stopped play here. Call a timeout maybe? Nope. Just getting the ball set as here we go now. It's 2nd and 10 now as now Braden will drop back. He's going to throw the ball, trying to go down the seam. Lots of Barsby defenders there, because that was a case where Lost is trying to make something happen, but you wonder why, like you wonder if getting something more to the outside of the field where there was less Barsby defenders might have been a better decision by Braden Lawson on that one, as that would have been a real tough throw to get that right in between those defenders.
Yeah, exactly. A little better job by the offensive line here, giving them a little bit of time here. We can mention the left tackle, Valdez, and Plem is the number 72, the left guard. Gray is the center. Player is the right guard. Peruso is the right tackle, number 50, Owen Peruso. So again, good, strong offensive line here that has had lots of success of getting some big holes open for these Argyle running backs throughout the season, and let's hope they can continue to protect the quarterback.
Low snap there that they were able to corral. Lawson hands the ball off on the left-hand side on 3rd and 10. That'll be a minimal gain here of maybe 2 on the play. So decision time there as they try a little deception there. I was just about to say, I wonder if they're going to be, at this stage of the game, we're going to be taken out of being able to run the ball, but Argyle tries to establish a run there with only a minimal gain, setting up a big play here on 4th and 8. And it looks like they are going to punt the ball, or at least be in punt formation, as the Barsby returner scampers back to receive this punt. So safe call there, surprisingly safe call there on 3rd and 10.
Yeah, no question.
High snap, punt is down, kick is up, and it's a line drive punt towards the sidelines, and will get picked up at about the 20-yard line. Barsby returner, look out, he's got some blockers out in front, but downfield coverage was good there as a host of Argyle defenders was in on that tackle there. Does that look like that return had some promise for the Bulldogs, but good downfield coverage by the Pipers to stop that before it got going?
Yeah, big lineman does a nice job of getting the ball down there. Owen is got a strong leg from his punting position. You don't see linemen kicking the ball too often, but Owen definitely has a strong leg and did a nice job of getting the ball down there. But again, Barsby, here they are with just over 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and in complete control of this football game right now, up 28-3. And we've mentioned it before that definitely they're going to need, Argyle's going to need a break somewhere along the way here.
So 1st and 10 Barsby, they do have the ball back on their own 36-yard line, 37-yard line. Off the right-hand side they come again with the toss. Good tackle there on the play. Another late flag as Coco carries the ball there. Another late flag on the play, as that looked like Lemansky in on the tackle again, number 9 for the Pipers. And that flag came in the Pipers secondary, so we'll see what the officials call on this play.
Yeah, interesting, and good form tackle though. I know Jaden Davison there on that tackle as well, and he's been doing a good job of tackling the Barsby running backs nice and low, which we've talked about. They're big, strong kids, right? I mean, James Coco is a strong boy, and you just cannot tackle him high.
Looks like too many men call against the Argyle defense.
Somebody coming off now.
So that's going to be a costly penalty here, and I'm sure Barsby will accept that penalty as the officials mark off the yardage. So they'll be into just inside of Argyle territory. And that's a big penalty there now, as now they'll get a fresh set of downs here. Clock will start running here, 3:14 left, third quarter. Barsby in control at the moment, 28-3, leading the Argyle Pipers.
Sooner or later, Barsby's going to come back with a little play action pass here. We'll fake and watch for those tight ends, wing backs running up the seam.
Still in their bunch formation. 1st and 10 Bulldogs, as they'll come with a toss off the right-hand side. You can see again, we commented on it, there's a host of Argyle tacklers there, but you see that even the ball carrier, it doesn't matter whether it's Coco, whether it's any of the other backs, like they're powerful runners, and they move their feet, they're initiating contact, and that's something that even when you think you made a really good play and they lose a yard or 2 or 3, you look up and you actually gain 2 or 3 yards. So it's a tribute to how hard these guys are running the ball. As when impact is made, they're moving their feet.
Yeah, a little better tackle, a little better form tackle there by, again, Nigel Clark, the star linebacker for the Argyle Pipers, as you notice how he maintained contact and really drove his feet after contact.
2-yard gain, we'll call it, on first down, so 2nd and 8. Now they're going to run the toss off the left side. Lots of blockers out in front. Look out. He's into open field and finally dragged down at about the Argyle 35-yard line. Is once again, that was Coco running that little toss, which almost turns into more like a search play, as he is off the left side after another big first down for the Barsby offense.
Yeah, you'll see the replay. Just does an excellent job of reading his blocks. Patience, 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 and then there's the burst right there, right? Up the field. So hard to defend. You're just outmanned there. You've got wing backs, you've got tight ends, you've got linemen pulling, and they just outman you at the point of attack.
And you're trying to always keep, as they snap the ball here, go right at the middle for another positive gain, as the Argyle defense is really trying to hold on here and push the Barsby running back backwards. But you really see that, like, as you're trying to squeeze everything in as a defense to try and stop and force the backs to cut back where all your help is, it makes it really hard when they do eventually, like you said, get outside and are able to burst and really stretch their legs in the open field.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that when I talked to Coach Poljensic throughout the week, he just, he kind of, the old Bill Belichick, right? Do your job, right? Do your job. And that's the key with Barsby. What they do is they'll find a seam, right? These running backs just do such a great job of running to daylight.
2nd and 5 here as they run the toss coming off the right side. Again, good job there by the by the Piper defense, as they get some penetration on that one. Back is forced to bounce, and now a couple more late flags as 2 or 3 flags hit the field here after the play as well. So we'll see what the flags are as they sort this one out. I didn't see anything on that, and no player seemed to.
I couldn't tell here.
Sometimes you'll be able to tell who might get the flag if a player hits the ground after a play, but in this case,
definitely some extracurriculars going on after the play. But a nice play, two-way lineman, strong player, Jimmy Plem, number 72, also plays left guard for the Argyle Pipers, and did a nice job bringing down that running back there from Barsby. So, yeah, Coach Stevenson's a little upset here, certainly.
Yeah, and on that one, and the Argyle defense did a really good job, again, forcing the back to bounce, which is usually a good thing, and limiting that gain. So we'll see what this flag is, as it looks like they're marching backwards in the direction of against the John Barsby Bulldogs. So that seems to me, and like you said, the Barsby bench seems a little animated at the call.
Gives a quick opportunity here to say hi to some of the folks that maybe can't make it to a game. Coach Jerry Mullis, longtime high school football coach who coaches at Notre Dame now. Dennis Kelly. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Dennis Kelly, my coach at SFU way back when I was a sophomore quarterback at Simon Fraser. Taught me a lot about football, taught me a lot about reading defenses and playing the position of quarterback. Coach Kelly, hope you're doing well. And Coach Mullis, big hello to you guys out there. Hope you're enjoying the football action, and more action tomorrow. Last weekend, last day for football in the province.
So 3rd and 18 as the Pipers really play that one well. Good extra effort there by number 2 on that one. That was Lloyd Walters picking up. It was a fumble on the play, so was able to get some positive yards, but it will be 4th and long here, as that looks like the final play of the 3rd quarter here, with Barsby leading 28-3.
Gives you an opportunity, Tyler,
to echo your sentiments with to Coach Kelly and Coach Mullis if they're watching. Hello as well from myself, and hope you gentlemen are doing well. I've known both men for quite some time, and both have done a lot for football in the province, and hope you're both well and everything is good.
Get a chance, Tyler, maybe to mention the sponsors here. Thank you for all those folks. So where's OJ Carton?
Yes,
time.
There you go. Also to BC Dairy, once again, thank you for your support. Beam Credit Union, thank you. Skyline Athletics, Lyona Local 1611, Douglas College, Bel Air Direct, Huddle, Return It Depot, Skyline Athletics, Go Wireless, And of course the BC Lions, who do so much for amateur football. We wouldn't be where we are across the entire province of British Columbia at every level of amateur football without the support of the BC Lions as they get set. They're very excited about Touchdown Kelowna coming next year.
Yeah.
Jay, and been hearing lots about that as they look to play. They will be playing 2 games up at the Apple Bowl, which I know, having one of our teams in that region, they're very excited to have the Lions up there, and just had a big press conference at the start of the week, and a lot of excitement up there as they move across the province. Of course, games in Victoria over the last couple of years, a regular season game and a preseason game. So that is always exciting when and they preach what they say when they say that this is British Columbia's team, and going all across the province and giving BC Lion fans an opportunity to catch up on their games.
Absolutely. And I think one thing they did that has been really neat in the last couple of years is have 4 o'clock games, right? So, people can come from the interior, make it to a game, make it home after. People come from Vancouver Island and then make it to the game and take the ferry back home after. So that's been great. And what can you say about Amar Doman? I mean, he's just done everything that we could possibly ask. I know he gets involved a little bit even in North Van. He coaches his flag football team in his son's flag football team in the North Shore Flag Football League. So he's very involved, and great to see him giving back and doing some coaching. And I talked to him a few times about some flag football strategy, and he sure has a passion for that. So thank you, Mr. Doman, for everything you do. And your good buddy, Neil McAvoy, of course, is continuing to show support. Buck Pierce is first year as the head coach, and a touchdown away from going to the Grey Cup. And what can you say about Nathan Rourke and Betts and the rest of the players? They'll be back next year, and I know it's going to continue to be a competitive CFL league. For sure, and Jamie Terrace, of course, who's so active in amateur football and his role of community relations, and Dwayne Vino, the president. Thank you guys, both you gentlemen, and for all your continued support of amateur football in BC. So it's going to be 4th and 12, start of the 4th quarter here, as the Bulldogs will be punting. There's a short line drive kick here headed towards the right-hand side, and it will be downed at about the 10, maybe 12-yard line there. As the good news for the Argyle Pipers is they are getting the ball back, which is always a good thing. The bad news, obviously, like you said, Jay, they've got to have some urgency. They're down 28-3. They need some scores. They need some big plays. There's an injury right at the, looks like right around the 45-yard lines. There's a player down, so we'll get some attention there. But offensively here, you're down a few scores. You got to get going. You got to get moving. You need some big plays. Yeah, I see Milan over there talking to some of the assistant coaches and just trying to get their input. They've got some excellent assistant coaches, of course. We mentioned Barry LaRoche, the defensive coordinator, but a couple of grads. Aiden Pierce, fine young man. I had a chance to coach him at SFU, receiver from SFU that is helping Milan out. Jack Ferguson, quarterback from Argyle grad from years ago. I had a chance to coach Jack at the quarterback position, and great to see those guys out and giving back to the football program. Stuart Thompson, Casey Lemensky, of course Shane Sheehan helps run most of the varsity program, right? And he's got his son Grady Sheehan as the defensive coordinator for the varsity team, and Mac Ward, the offensive coordinator and head coach. And those guys, of course, have a busy day. It's kind of neat when your football program has two teams. And I remember back to the Windsor days, a couple of times we were fortunate to have our grade 8s, our juniors and our seniors all playing on the same day. And it's really commend Argyle and all the support that they get from Laura Ames and Tim Ireland, Adam Ballman, the administration in North Vancouver, and those administrators at Argyle.
So 1st and 10, Pipers now, as Loss has got some time. Now it goes away, but he is able to use his legs, get outside, trying to make a couple people miss. And Braden Loss is trying to do a lot of himself there on that play, as he's going to get 4 or 5 yards on the play. And looked like he had a little bit of time when that play started, and then it kind of evaporated on him as Loss couldn't find any receivers downfield.
Yeah, exactly. And again, when you play Barsby, we talk about the discipline. and the consistency that they have on offense, but also on defense when they play that cover 3 look, and those linebackers get great drops. The corners and safeties, DBs made one mistake today when they let Argyle hit that wheel pass, near the end of the second quarter. But other than that, I mean, what can you say about the Barsby defense? They've just been very outstanding today. They are just not letting Argyle, the very powerful Argyle Piper offense with Nigel Clark and Callum Williams and Braden Lawson and Spooner, Gagnon, Dome, and Lemansky. I mean, it's tough to play defense against this Argyle team, but Barsby has obviously had a very successful game today.
So after a 15-yard, another flag on the play, couple flags on the play. There was on the previous play a 15-yard face mask call against the John Barsby Bulldogs, so that gave the Pipers the first down, and then they ran that swing pass out there to the left. But more flags on the play as well. I'm sure this might be coming back on a hold, would be my guess, against the Pipers, as they're trying to get a talented, speedy offensive player out in some open space and see if he can make somebody miss and make something happen.
Yeah, and of course the experienced referee crew here, Tim Lennerman, Barry Moffat, Jeremy Kahn, Bob Diano, and Willie Stevens. They're going to chat about it here, and they're going to make sure they get it right.
So they're going to go back here. Looks like it's going to be a hold against the Argyle Pipers, so that'll set up a first to 20. While we have a quick second, it was pretty cool to see. I don't know if you saw, Jay, that little segment, that little thing on the news about Wayne Steele.
Yeah, absolutely.
That little segment that they did on the news the other day that was 87 years old and still officiating, and I think Wayne Steele was officiating when I was playing high school football. So
yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty cool. When I saw that, and I thought, you know what, good for you, Wayne, and his love of the game and commitment is outstanding.
Yeah, a great referee, but just a gentleman.
That's the best word.
Nice, a wonderful person, great teacher as well, and it has been great to see him continuing on refereeing.
So Lawson was able to pick up. There was a low snap on that play. Lawson was able to make something out of nothing there, maybe get a couple of yards, but low snap there. And again, penetration there by the Barsby defender made Lawson just pick that one up and get what he could off the left-hand side. But you think to yourself, 87 years old, going back to Wayne Steele, I thought to myself, what will I be doing? Will I be doing anything at 87 years of age? Let alone, I mean, I hope Lord willing, I'm still here at 87, but the fact that he's officiating football games at 87 years is outstanding.
Maybe you'll be the commissioner of the CFL by that time, Tyler, right? There you go. You're climbing that ladder now, right? I mean, what's the next step for you, right? Let's see if sooner or later they're going to need a new commissioner in the CFL. I think you'd be good at that job. You do a great job with.
I was going to say you would be in there. Commish Preppy.
No thanks.
That's one where you can't win.
Tough job.
Tough job.
Yeah, interesting. What's going to happen, of course, with the rule changes? We talked about that today here at this beautiful park here. Looking down at that 55-yard line, are they going to lose the 55-yard line? Certainly the goalposts are going to be moved. The end zones are going to be shortened. And from what we understand, they're going to get a new turf field here this year. So that's exciting.
So 2nd and 25 here as Lawson drops back. He's going to take a shot, throw it down the field on the right-hand side, throws it up, and it's incomplete as he was looking for his intended receiver, Gino Gagnon, as he just tried to throw it up to Gagnon and hope his star receiver could make a play. But unfortunately for the Pipers, he wasn't able to come down with that one on 2nd and long.
Yeah, two-way players for Barsby. Again, your quarterback is out there playing defensive back. Gibson doing a nice job of just being in perfect position. Andrew Wright, number 11, the fine cornerback, the left-hand cornerback here, and you know that he's not going to be fooled. And again, just such a, there's two names that I just named. They're just, really fine athletes for this Bulldog football team.
So 3rd and 25 now, 10:39 left, 4th quarter. Argyle needed a massive play here on 3rd down. As it looks like there's another flag, so this could be a false start again. As they are, this is actually going to be an offside call against Barsby, so this will get them 5 more yards. So this will set up slightly more manageable play here on 3rd and long. That'll be an offside against the Bulldogs, so 3rd and 20 now here for the Pipers, as they really, really need a big play here as we start this 4th quarter. Lawson drops back. He's going to just flip it out here to Gagnon, and he is not going to get much there, as that is very good team defense. But that is very good team defense. And now, again, what do you do here if you're Argyle and you're 4th and 18, 4th and 17? I think you almost have to go.
Yeah, interesting to see. Let's see what Coach Boljensic has to.
They're taking a fair amount of time. Clock is running, as this will be under 10 minutes left before this is snapped. They only got 2 yards on that play, maybe 3. Late substitution here by the Pipers as a player runs off the field.
They're punting, yeah.
So they are going to punt here, so Barsby will get good field position back here. High snap, the kick is up. Kick is good down to the left-hand side, and it will go out of bounds there. Good punt there for the Argyle Pipers, and no return, which is always a good thing. So not bad punt there. A good job there getting out of your shadows of your own end zone there. But once again, Barsby will have their hands back on the football with just under 9:37 left in this football game.
Yeah, nice punt by Owen there. Just, he took a look and saw where the Barsby return men were, and he did a good job of kicking the ball away from it. And more importantly, as you say, Tyler, he kicked the ball out of bounds, so wasn't able to get any kind of return at all on that particular play.
So 9:37 left, and Barsby will look to, I'm sure here, even though they will have a short field here at the starting this drive at the Argyle 45-yard line, and they will look to keep doing what they do. Late substitution again for Argyle as the player comes running on the field. They might have too many men on the play here. Nope. Off the left-hand side again, lots of movement there. As good downfield running by the Barsby back there, as he just dragged a couple of our Piper defenders. That's a very, very positive yard on first down play for the Barsby Bulldogs.
Yeah, number 5, Jack Williams with the tackle, but again, when you're averaging 6 yards a carry on first down, it's exactly what this Barsby offense wants, right? Is they just will grind it out. I know we sound like a broken record, but that's exactly what Barsby wants to do, and this has definitely been Barsby football from the opening kickoff.
Under 9 minutes now as they go right up the gut again. Look out, as that is another big play there as the pile continues to push in Barsby favor. As that is another first down there, as that was, trying to see who that was. Is that number 44? Was that Nathan Wilson on that one? Yeah. It might have I think that was Nathan Wilson, just going right up the middle there for yet another first down there for the Bulldogs.
A good solid tackle there again by Jake Murick for the Pipers, number 7.
So 8.5 minutes as Barsby continues to drain this clock here at McLeod Athletic Park in the AA JV final. And now they run the toss coming across the left again. Nice tackle there by the Piper defensive player. As that will be they'll limit that game to probably 3 or 4, but again, it's positive yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. And that's just the name of the game as they run that toss play come around the corner really nicely.
Jake Murick showing his athleticism and his tackling skills by coming up with 2 straight tackles. Good job there, Jake.
Second and 6 now, we'll call it here. Barsby getting set here. Their tight formation. Again, going to come right up the gut there with that little dive play. Look out as the back continues to drive his feet, and he's going to be all the way down to the 15-yard line. I think that was Wilson again for the Bulldogs as he was just grinding and churning those legs and gets yet another first down for that John Barsby offense. That was good, hard running there by Wilson from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, first down gain, but
look at the contact is there, and the feet and the legs just keep going and going and going. I mean, that's good running.
You really see that on the replay. Jake Murick with another tackle, 3 tackles in a row for Jake. Good job, Jake.
So 1st and 10 now. Barsby in their tight formation. They're going to come around the right side there with, and they had a chance to make. There's going to be a flag on the plate. It's probably going to be a hold as that one looked like it was going to be bounced outside, then came right across the green. So that's going to be a hold, and that will come back, but another hold call against the Barsby Bulldogs. They've had a lot of penalties. For a team that's been in a lot of control in this game, Barsby's had a lot of penalties today on offense and on defense. So
yeah,
that's something that I'm sure they probably don't want to clean up as much as they've done a lot of things right today, and they have obviously leading this game against a very, very good Piper defense. The penalty, I'm sure Coach Stevenson won't like the number of penalties he has, even after celebrating what looks to be a victory here in this AA junior varsity final. So now they're going to widen it out a little bit here. 1st and 19 now. For the Bulldogs, 6:40 and clock ticking here as they hand the ball off the left-hand side. Argyle trying to get some pressure. Bit of a missed tackle there as he goes out of bounds. Again, not a bad job there by the Argyle defense, as that was looked like number 10 on the play. Braden Lawson, the quarterback, forcing the back out of bounds there, setting up a second down play, but good positive yards. They get almost in the total amount of the penalty yardage back there on 1st down.
Gives us a chance to once again congratulate Brian Taggart, Rob Kazakowski, Vancouver College AAA JV champions with their big 53-14 victory. Rogan Bromley, outstanding lineman, Alejandro Lando, the best back, and Liam McDonald also with the award in that first game that we've had today.
So 2nd and 11 there as Barsby runs off the right-hand side, as that was James Coco again for the Bulldogs. Again, positive yards there, gets about 6 or 7 on the play, setting up a big 3rd and 5 play here.
Boy, Tyler, yeah, it would be interesting to see the time of possession.
Oh, it'd be crazy
in this football game. I'm sure that Barsby has, certainly had over 80% of the snaps offensively.
They definitely have controlled this clock in this game today. As they have a big play here, 3rd and 5, under 6 minutes now left, 4th quarter. Toss play again, more like a search by they made a play and they could have made a play. I can't see who was, but it's going to be the player getting help to his feet right now. He had a chance to make a play right at the line of scrimmage, and I think that was Coco again who just shook free and was able to get enough positive yards. And that was a huge run there because he was stopped dead in his tracks almost right around the line of scrimmage. You'll see it on our replay here, right there. And then all of a sudden, look at the extra yards there that he's able to get there on second effort.
Yeah, just showing his tremendous strength there. Coach Stevenson, coaching all the way to the end here, just wanting to make sure that, nothing crazy happens here. Running a play that they probably run 100 times this year.
Better hurry here as the clock. Now they're going to probably, looks like, be forced to take a timeout, which they do. Because that play did take a long time to get in on the play. So that'll be a timeout for Barsby. So speaking of quarterbacks, we've seen a couple good ones here today, Coach. But what's happening with you with the quarterback camps? You got anything going on in the winter?
Thanks for asking.
Are you going to take some time off
30 seconds? Never time off. As a matter of fact, we've got some quarterbacks coming from Alberta for some training on December the 13th and 14th. So any quarterbacks that want to get some extra training in with the J-Prep Check quarterback camps, or receivers that want to come out and catch some balls, we're going to be going that weekend, 3 hours both days. Again, December 13th and 14th, and looking forward to seeing some great talent come out from Alberta for some training, and we'll continue into the new year, and we're go. We never stop, actually, so thanks for asking, Tyler.
You usually do your tour through the interior and the island.
Absolutely, get to Calgary and get to Lethbridge, and lots of fun continuing on with the quarterback camps.
So 1st and goal now as Barsby looks to drive this one into the end zone, and they will. That'll be James Coco again as he gets in from 5 yards out. extending this lead now 34-3 with the extra points coming. That is just another solid run by Coco. He's been dominant today for the Barsby offense.
As we said after the very first play of the game, this is the play that you're going to see most of the evening, and just continue to run that power toss, but be able to cut it back inside. And just so difficult especially when Barsby runs that unbalanced too, right? They've got an extra guy over there. They've got the tight end. They've got the wing back, and same play that they're running right there, right? It's just so difficult to stop, just to maintain that discipline on defense. But Barsby showed exactly what they do, though. I mean, 2 of their touchdowns today were play action passes, right? And the play action pass that they love to run, that just fake that inside dive and drop back and hit those tight ends, those wing backs on those seam routes, and small adjustment on one of the touchdowns where they ran a corner route to the tight end for a touchdown. And the quarterback has done an excellent job of just putting that ball. Gibson's done a nice job of just putting that ball right on the money. Lots of arc, and again, executing just exactly what they want to do and exactly how they run Barsby football, right? Commend all those coaches, Rob Stevenson, of course, Larry Cooper, Sean Bishop, Sam Davies, Greg Finstead. These guys have done just a great job. And as we mentioned earlier, a lot of these players played minor football. Southside Dogs, a fairly new community program in Nanaimo. Nanaimo minor football contributed to many of these outstanding players. And boy, you can sure tell that these guys have had some excellent coaching, not only in high school but obviously in community football coming up through the ranks.
Yeah, lots of football on the island, even up in Campbell River. They had a new association up there, the Campbell River Seawolves. So lots of football activity on the island, North Island, South Island. So lots of good stuff happened. And like we talked about, all across the province, you see lots of positives in smaller communities and in growing communities, like in the interior, that their populations are growing. So is their football. So it's exciting to see at both the high school and junior varsity levels, and senior varsity and junior varsity levels, and like we talked about, all throughout community football as well.
Yeah, and the Team BC programs as well, right? A message from Dave Pohl, the GSL president, talking about the fact that he was coaching, not just his players in North Vancouver, but he also has had a chance to coach a couple of the Barsby kid, including number 66 Garrett Millett. So thanks for that information, Coach. And coaches, pass along any information when you're watching these games and listening to these games. If there's added information, please message me, let us know what's happening. Tomorrow we've got lots of great football action from BC Place, so hopefully you are able to tune in tomorrow. And of course, all these games are archived, Tyler, so you're going to be able to hear your voice in 5 years, 10 years. You go back and...
I'm excited about the All-Star game. We talked about that off the get-go. I had a chance. I went out and checked out the practice last night that they had out there at Centennial Secondary, and really impressed by the organization that they had of that and the talent of those kids. So I mean, it's exciting stuff. You watch, there was a whole bunch of kids out there last night working hard and getting their teaching, getting some teaching from lots of university coaches that were out there. So I'm really excited to check that out and see what that's all about. Should be an exciting event for sure.
Right, and you being the president of, hey, nice, there you go. That's what they need, right? You got to get something going in there, right? You being the president, of course, of BC Junior Football, tell us, the option that kids have to play football at the junior level if they don't feel that they maybe are ready, or maybe they go to trade school.
Absolutely, and that's it. I mean, we run 7 teams across our province, and it's great to see as we see Braden Lawson rolling out here and sacked after a nice play there. But lots of football opportunities with our teams in our league, and it's a great opportunity for players when they come out of high school at the senior level to kind of, if they're not quite ready to make that jump to university, whether it's with their grades or we're just not ready in life and where they're at, to utilize those 2 free years that you have before your eligibility clock starts kicking in. So definitely check us out, and if you live in one of those regions, make sure you come and see us and check us out and say hello.
Yeah, I believe the rule, it's a 7-year rule, right? For high school players, once they graduate from high school, you have 7 years to play your 5 years of youth sport football, and it's a great opportunity for players, again, if they're not quite ready for youth sport, or, if they're not academically inclined.
Yeah, 2nd and 17 there, so now it'll be set up a 3rd and 15 or so after a short gain on the play, but it's amazing what's going back quickly to finish up. We had obviously a player that came up through community and high school football and played junior football, Jacob Bond from the Okanagan Sun, go right to the BC Lions and make an impact with them this year. We've had another player in the recent past, like the Javon Katoys and Kieran Passance, that have also made the jump from our level to the CFL. So there's opportunities there for guys if they work hard and they do all the right things and get coaching from guys like yourself, Jay.
Thank you.
That's a big part of obviously all these young men's development as they move up through football.
Number 81, Noah, is making some big plays here for Barsby, making some fine tackles. Noah, you're doing a great job out there with this Barsby defense.
So 3rd and 14 there as they run off the left-hand side there. They're going to be short of the first down here as we're 1:37 left here in the 4th quarter. Argyle's had a couple big plays there, which is good to see here as they're trying to get their offense rolling and maybe get in the end zone here before the end of this game. Big play here, 4th and 9 here for Braden Lawson and the Piper offense. We'll see what they dial in here. I have a feeling they might be taking a shot down the field, maybe in the neighborhood of Gino Gagnon. He's been a weapon all year for them. As we get a timeout on the field, as they want to talk about this.
You get a chance for Milan to have a word with his guys, and I love the competitive spirit, fighting all the way to the end, even though this game obviously is going to be won by John Barsby. And congratulations again, Rob Stevenson, another championship for you, and just the excellent job that you do with your football program here. Sam Davies, another young coach that's also coaching with you, who coached the varsity team this year at Barsby football, right? You saw it today. It was just the perfect example of what we have known over the many years of tough, aggressive, hard-nosed, disciplined football for the John Barsby Bulldogs. And fans getting a little rowdy. They travel well. They'll have a safe trip home tonight and get a chance to enjoy this big victory for the AA Junior JV Championship.
So Lawson drops back, 4th and 9. He is going to throw it down the field, and that's going to be incomplete. That will turn the ball over, unfortunately, for the Pipers as Lawson picks himself back up off the turf, but that will be a turnover on downs. The clock is still ticking. Now it's stopped. 54 seconds left. They are still moving the clock, but that will cement it for the Barsby Bulldogs as they will be taking a few kneels here as they take over possession here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Coach Coop out there celebrating, getting the fans all excited here.
I'm excited for tomorrow. I think
long
there's going to be some good games too.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think? What do you think in both these games? You got any insider expert?
I'm going to be saving some of that information.
Yeah, exactly.
The coaches have been great, right? I've had a chance to talk to the coaches, everything from the Reed family, of course. Mark Reed's son was playing today. Matthew Reed playing tomorrow for Lord Tweedsmuir. Bruce Reed coaching. Angus Reed coaching Vernon. Just a little side story there with the Reed family, of course, that they were successful, great football players at Vancouver College and into the pro ranks as well. So there you go, Rob Stevenson and Larry Cooper. Good job, guys.
That'll be the final score here from McLeod in the AA Junior Varsity Championship. The John Barsby Bulldogs 34, the Argyle Pipers 3. Once again, good job there. Congratulations to the entire coaching staff, players, support, admin from the John Barsby Bulldogs. Full marks here today. Like I said, I think their job was well executed. They did what they do. They did it the way that they want to do it. They played Barsby football, controlled the clock, controlled the physicality. Probably made us repeat ourselves, which probably wasn't part of their game plan today. It just so happens that that's what it is. But full marks, I think, Jay. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And, right from the get-go, time of possession, over 80% of the plays were run by this Barsby offense. And, just so difficult to defend against that that Barsby defense there, or offense. They're physical, they're disciplined. You know, they know the system. They've run that system inside and out. Nothing fancy necessarily. A little play action there, a couple of reverses in there, but otherwise it's just good old Barsby championship football that we've come to know over the many years.
Absolutely. And they'll get it set up for their awards presentation, and lots of options, I would think, here as well.
Well, yeah.
A lot of deserving candidates.
Yeah, tough decisions. Definitely Coco was going to be one of the guys that we're looking for. And, Coco is going to be maybe the outstanding player, or definitely outstanding back. Some of the great two-way linemen, again, mentioning that offensive line from Barsby that just really did an outstanding job. 53, Austin Norgard, Robert Ristow, Gabriel Wells, Garrett Malott, also a Team BC guy. Garrett Malott, big future ahead of you. William Scarlett. Those 5 guys on that offensive line for Barsby, boy oh boy, they had a great football game. Those guys, a lot of those guys are playing both ways. They're playing offense, they're playing defense, and they are going to have a little bit of a celebratory ferry ride home. Maybe grab a White Spot burger, and I know I would do that on the way home, that's for sure. But they're not one of our sponsors, but we gave them a little plug there. Mr. Toigo is probably enjoying the Giants game right now, as Justin Morissette is doing that game right now. But Tyler, what a pleasure to work with you today. That was awesome. That was the first time together, yeah. And
awesome to work with you as well.
We go a long way back in football, of course, in BC. And thank you for all that you do for football here in BC. It's busy time for you, and hopefully you can get a BC championship back and take it away from those prairie guys,
those Saskatchewan guys.
Exactly, those hilltops, even though, and Saskatchewan, of course, U of S was not successful in the Vanier, but that would have been a triple header for Saskatchewan to win at all 3 levels, but we'll take the Rider victory anyways.
Absolutely. I was going to say, you always cheer for the West. Once the Lions are out, it's always okay. I know
that's nice of you. I know a lot of people that don't do that.
I always cheer for the West because that's where we are. So I always think to myself, you know what? When the Lions go out, it's whoever's representing the West in the Grey Cup has got my vote. But there's so many people, obviously, from the East who might disagree with that if you grew up in Hamilton or Montreal or Toronto. But yeah, it was an exciting year for the CFL, and so close to the Lions. And you think to yourself, they could just get that last touchdown or that last stop, and they were right there. Nathan Rourke and the boys. So they'll be back, no doubt. They got a good football team. So exciting to see what they do in 26 for sure. As they hand out the awards here,
an Argyle Piper in there.
As it looks like I think they do the lineman of the game award first, the MVP of the game.
Yeah.
We'll get a number for
number 8.
And the back will be next. So number 8, that was Jaden Davis.
Yeah, Jaden Davis, great game.
So congratulations to Jaden. Next will be the outstanding back.
Number 2,
So that'll be
Addison Lloyd. Great game, Addison.
Yeah, he was dynamic.
Boy, you're a tough guy to bring down, man.
Yeah, really hard runner. Really hard runner. Lots of powerful runs, timely runs on 3rd down and short, 3rd and 5. He made a lot of those plays.
He did. Yeah, you're right. On his own, really after, those initial yards by opening by the offensive lineman.
And it's a tough thing to teach. You either have that skill that you can run and have powerful runs after contact. So congratulations to Addison. And the MVP, James Coco, for another one, fully deserving of that award as the MVP of the game. Congratulations to him, as he was electric all day. And
he really was.
Big part of this Barsby win.
Right from the get-go. I mean, right from that first drive, right? He, really dominated, right, from his running back position.
Congratulations to James Coco. And now they'll give out the plaques to the to the Pipers for their runner-up position, the runner-up in this game. A lot of those guys too. They'll be excited to get back into the dome and continue on as their AAA team will go tomorrow. So, unfortunately, not the result that they hoped for today in the JV game, but lots of excitement again for all the students and the whole student body for the senior varsity game tomorrow as well.
Absolutely,
Congratulations to the Pipers on a great season.
Yeah, that's for sure. Milan Boljensic, keep your head up there, buddy. You did a great job. And you know what? You're going to feed those guys.
A lot of talented athletes.
You're going to feed that varsity program that play tomorrow. Big game for the Pipers playing against the Vernon Panthers, Mowat and Lord Tweedsmuir, and of course the All-Star game at 12 o'clock. So make sure you're tuning in to that, and a full day of football tomorrow.
Once again, congratulations to the John Barsby Bulldogs, the AA 2025 Junior Varsity Champions. Enjoy this victory. Safe travels. On behalf of Jay Prepchuk, we'll sign off here from McLeod Athletic Park. I'm Tyler McLaren. Jay, thanks for doing this. Awesome to do it with you and see you. And thanks to our wonderful crew here at McLeod. Did an awesome job for us. So
producer Aiden,
thank you, sir. Appreciate all your efforts. And get down to BC Place if you're kicking around and want to watch some exciting high school varsity football action tomorrow from BC Place. Lots of 2 exciting games plus the All-Star games. Make sure you check it out and check us out online if you can't get down to the stadium. Once again, I'm Tyler McLaren saying good night and thank you for joining us.
Will it ever